Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to Ariyike Weekly. I am super excited to be here again on another Sunday with you guys. And yeah, tonight we're talking about Bridgerton, a topic that a lot of us have been, talking about. A lot of us have been talking about the show. For those of us who have seen Bridgerton, we have just been raving about it. So, if you're Team Bridgerton, I need you to tune into this show. I need you to share this link and tell your friends to also join us because tonight's conversation is going to be heated. Heated. Okay, so I'm waiting for my co hosts to join us and then we would begin the conversation. So please share this video and tell your friends to join. So yeah, the link is going to come up right now. So I'm going to share the link so that people can also join us. Okay, I think, yeah, I have the emotions doctor. So let me bring her in right now. Hey. Hi. I think you're muted. Can you speak? Let me see if I can hear you. No, I can't hear anything. Maybe your headphones. Maybe take it out. Let's see if... Nope. But can you hear me? You can't. I can't hear you. What's happening? You know what? Maybe go out and then come back in. Should we try that? I can't hear. You're still on. Wait. Wait. No, I no, can't hear her. I'm sure she's going to join back. Oh, hey Sandra, I see you. Sandra says, I was just watching your other video. Hey Sandra, how are you doing? So I am going to share this link so that people can join. Okay, let me add her back and let's see. Okay, I hope we can hear you now. Hi. No, what's happening? No, I still cannot hear you. This is so annoying. And you're not muted here. Mute. Unmute. Unmute. No audio. No audio. We can't hear you. Do you have your headphones plugged in? Do you have it plugged into your device? No. Or can you increase the volume of your laptop? Maybe that's the problem. I can't hear you.
Now?
I can hear you now, yes.
I went to my settings to check what was going on there.
Oh.
Yeah, so I saw it was speaking something else.
You know, I was already looking and saying maybe I would end this and then like restart it all over again. But I was just like, if I do that, then I have to generate a new link and then send it to everybody.
It was speaking another speaker. Yeah, it was speaking another speaker of mine connected.
Oh, right.
So that's why it was speaking that. Just took it to internal speakers. How is the Duchess?
The Duchess is now fine.
How's my fellow Duchess doing?
As of 2 minutes ago, the Duchess was not fine, but now the Duchess is good.
Ah, only the Duchess can keep me awake at this strange
I
time.
know. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being
You
awake. I
ah,
appreciate you staying up. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Thank you.
you are welcome.
So I'm just give me like a minute. I'm just trying to
Okay.
send out the link because the link
Mm.
generates when we are live.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
very well.
let me add Lady Purity. She's here as
Okay,
well. Let
okay.
me add her. And then like you guys can be doing your introductions and then I would send out the link. Hey Purity.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm good. Good evening.
Good evening. Good to see you. So the emotions doctor has joined in from Nigeria, and then you have
Oh,
joined in from the US. I
mhm.
mean, the tech life is sweet because you can be
I'm
anywhere,
telling
I'm telling
you,
you.
I'm
talking to
telling
anyone.
you.
I am
So,
telling you.
so let's do the introduction. So emotions doctor, you're first,
Mm.
for people
Okay.
watching, just do a little introduction of yourself, and then Lady Purity will go next.
Okay, my name is Oyin Consola. I work as the emotions doctor, and that means that I work as an intersectionalist. So I work between spirituality and science, which is very interesting. So tonight, which is your night, but my morning, I will be contributing. I will be contributing as a psychologist, as a therapist, and as a coach, and also as a romantic. So it's going to be very balanced. The Duke has to be protected while we're saying the truth. So
Our
that's
our Duke,
our Duke.
the Duke of Hastings.
I'm telling you, Simon Bassett. Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Okay, I guess it's my turn, right?
Mhm. Purity, yeah, you can go next.
Okay, my name is Purity. I live in California. I'm a nurse. I'm a makeup artist. I'm a chef. I'm a hairstylist. I do a whole lot of things, and like I'm the Duchess of California, so I'm excited to be here. I can hear
Interesting.
you. Okay, I can hear
Sorry,
you
I was
now.
muted. Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm.
Purity. I heard you. Emotions. Did you hear her? Inko, did you hear Purity
Yes,
when
I
she
did. Yes, I
was
did. Yeah.
perfect? Okay, so you ladies, what are you looking forward to in tonight's conversation? Let me start, from here. I'm looking forward to, you guys already know my stance because on Instagram I've been raving and ranting about the Duke and Duchess. I love them so, so much. So I'm going to be talking more about them, talking about their love story. And
Hmm.
you know, I also like the fact that they the producers, I like the fact that, in this modern age where premarital sex is encouraged in movies, I love the fact that,
Mm.
Phoebe was a virgin when they were getting married. And, I love the whole, I think for me, the honeymoon scene, the wedding night scene was one of my favorite scenes. And I will be talking about that. So I think I'm really looking forward to Team Burner United. I for you. So that's one area that I'm looking forward to. And also I'm also looking forward to us talking about the fact that the Duke of Hastings was broken. He went through so much as a child. And I think it was also something that a lot of people it sort of resonated with a lot of people because growing up in Nigeria, I went through so much, and a lot of people that I know have their stories to tell. So it also comes from a place of the fact people see him as a duke, someone who is high up there, but he was also very relatable. It was easy to relate with him because it was easy to also realize that the fact that people are rich or, they have so much inheritance doesn't make them perfect. And it also doesn't make, it also shows that life is not easy like that. The road to success, the road to
Mhm.
becoming is not an easy one. So I also want us to touch on that and, let people understand that people who seem to have made it, because those who didn't follow his story, let's say someone who started watching from the last episode where, they
Yeah,
welcomed
all
their
loved
child
up.
and all of
Mhm.
that, you
Mhm.
just see this handsome gentleman and his beautiful wife, and they've welcomed the baby. But you don't know the process involved. You also don't see what the wife has been through, you know, before she could get to that final stage of getting what she wanted, which was a child eventually. So there's a lot, Sha, that I'm looking forward to. Oinka, over to you. What are you looking forward to? Us talking about. I'm still sharing the link. We have 8 people watching, and I believe we're going to get to about 20 once I share this link or more.
Mhm. Okay, so what am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to us balancing the romantic side of the Duke, his persona, his truth, his vulnerability, his past, and the fact that we also need therapy at some point, in our lives because um, I love the Duke. I love the fact that he was very humble, and then I think he was also very teachable. But I also know that at a particular point in his life, he should have sought some level of professional help. So it's the balance that I am interested, yeah, more than ever before. I've left all the romance to you. I've left all the romance to you to analyze all of the burning parts, the honeymoon part. So we're delegating this. So I've left you to burn and to supervise the romantic part. I will just bring logic while we are burning. Yeah, that's my
Bonus
balance. Yeah.
FC.
Team Burner United.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Team
Mhm.
Burner. So thanks for that. Yeah, and that's also one of the reasons why I brought you, because I wanted us to have balance. Because if it was just
Mm.
Lady Arike and Lady Purity on this panel, oh my, we are the we are the patrons of the burners. So
Oh my
when
god.
the
Bonus
lights run out,
Association,
just
what are
say
we going to have as
burner.
our card now? We should have
Huh?
our card.
I mean
Our
the
card.
bonus association.
This
We need to do
cheerful
the
Duke
like the stinky
association.
man and all of that.
Yeah, we should have the
We
Duchess
have our cards. I
Association
know, right?
of,
We
you
should.
know,
But
Bridgerton.
Purity, before you go, I want to just quickly acknowledge the people who are watching. Thank you so much for joining us. Please share the link so that more people can join us. Tell your friends who are, Bridgerton fans to also join us. Share this on your social media accounts, and we want more people to join us. I see Sandra. Sandra says, I was just watching your other video. Thank you so much, Sandra, for joining us. I see Fumi Ayowale, my girl. Fumi says, looking fab. My boo Fumi is the soul coach. Orinko, I'd love to connect you guys. I think you guys, will have
Okay.
a beneficial relationship. She's doing amazing things as
Um,
well in your space, and you guys would definitely get along. She's my sister. So for me, we'll be talking about that later. I see you. Fola Ade Dotun says, Your Grace.
Mm.
Thank Thank you, Fola. Fola Ade Dotun is Spoonly. Hey, Spoonly. Spoonly says, Spoonly, the number one duchess,
I
is
think I
present.
always see her comments too.
Please don't snatch my fascinator, please. Because Lady Enrique, I'm the number one duchess. Hello, Sonia. Hello, Sonia says, LOL at Burners United. Hello, Sonia is my baby girl, Chika. Hey, Chika, how you doing? Etiquetify Solutions says, see my Duchess. Yeah, we're here. I'm here. And I came here, you know, I came correct.
Prepared.
I was just like, I better go. How will I be talking about Bridgerton without pulling one of my fascinators out? So yeah, that's why I'm here, doing the Duchess thing. We have one more person who is going to be joining us, Miriam of Canada Vendors, and we're just waiting for her to pull up. But while we're waiting, I think we can just, jump right in and start with Oyinkon. So Oyinkon, why do
Yes,
you
please.
think people are really, really interested in Bridgerton? Because this series was released on Christmas Day, and it's already doing amazingly well. This is not even up to a month after its release, and it's already in records as one of Netflix's fastest growing series. If I think the fastest growing actually. A lot of people have watched it. I know it came out during the festive period, Christmas season, where a lot of people were looking for content to jump on. But I think that being that there's a pandemic out there, a lot of people are at home doing nothing, practically nothing. Okay, so Miriam is here. Let me try to add her. The last time I tried to add three people at a go, it was very tough. But I'm hoping that the Duke and Duchess will use their royal powers to make this work properly. So let's put Miriam on and let's see if we can all still hear ourselves. Miriam, what's up? Can we hear you? Just say hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Miriam,
hi.
say hi.
can you hear me?
Hi.
Hello,
Hello.
hi.
Oh, perfect. Yay! Yo! Bridgerton! Yo, okay.
Hello.
Now that we have Miriam, I was just, talking about why, I wanted Onyekon, the emotions doctor, to tell us why she thinks that a lot of people have been glued to their TVs, watching Bridgerton. But before we get to that, let's quickly get your introduction, and then, we'll keep it moving. So while Miriam's introduction is going on, I'll mute myself and I will send you guys the link so that you can also share with your network so that they can join. Don't share the link that I sent, because the link I sent to you was for you to join. So the link that you will receive from me now is for people to watch us live. So Miriam, your introduction.
Thank you,
Welcome,
everybody.
Miriam. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So nice to have people from the other side of the border. How are you guys doing? You guys are enjoying? We've been
Good.
seeing so many parties over the border. It's like I jump into some of the parties in the US. We've actually been on lockdown since March 2020. A lot of restrictions. So my name is Miriam Muritala. I'm an internationally trained lawyer. I'm also the founder of Canada Vendors, a community platform that supports and promotes small businesses in Canada. And it's also a resource platform where we share beneficial information to our community at large. And it's so good to be here. I'm so excited. This is a favorite topic of mine because I've been into British dramas ever since the days of reading Mills and Boone and Harlequin, all the the lords, the dukes, the kings. Yeah, so I've been a romantic fanatic since I could know, like since I matured and knew about what love means. Yeah, so Bridgerton is something very dear to me. It reminds me so much of my childhood, growing up and discovering things. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Miriam. And you were the one that made me watch it. You remember?
I told her,
She
I
was
said,
always talking about it. I was like, what was this Bridgerton? Kilos Day. And then, of
yeah,
course, I watched it, and I was glued afterwards. So welcome, Miriam, and thanks
thank
for making
you.
me watch Bridgerton.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Oyinko, over to
Yes,
you.
yes.
Why do you think a lot of people are watching Bridgerton right now? And then after you, Purity, you go, and then Miriam, and then we'll
Okay.
kick off.
Okay, so why do I think that people are watching the series right now? Because at the crux of it all, each of us, we are compressed into two things. The first is attention, the second is affection. And under attention and affection, the umbrella is love. So people naturally love. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Okay. So people naturally love stories. You know, anything that looks like beauty, romance, and most especially happy endings. You know, and the other part is that the cast, the plot, the story, like the two major people, Duke and Duchess, are good looking people. So the first is that ladies are attracted to the gentleman. You know, the gentleman looks like the ideal of every lady, tall and handsome. You know, so automatically,
Wait, or you can't wait. Purity and Miriam, can you guys mute your mics? When you
Okay.
want to talk, you unmute. Okay, or you can keep going.
okay, you know, so the gentleman, the Duke, just looks like the relatable desire of every woman, which is tall, dark, and handsome. You know, and then the story also has a beautiful part. So it just touches that part of us that really desires to be loved, to have a companion, to experience vulnerability, trust, to experience safety. You know, it touches that part where all of us desire during Meals and Bones and the romance stories, you know, and then we fantasize about it. So Bridgerton looks like our fantasy, you know, happy ending. You know, it looks like what each and every one of us, to some extent, we can relate with. So, any wonder people are jumping on it because it's just a beautiful love story acted by a very handsome man. So, it have been different, you know, and then the fact that the cast is also black, you know, especially the Duke, you know, goes a long way because there's something about Africans, you know, connecting with other Africans, you know, and then I think it just occurred to us that we're very fine people actually. You know, we knew, but this time around we're just like, are you for real? Like there's a human being like this. You know, and then a good number of ladies are also bored. You know, you can't really go out for any romantic adventure. So we all just own the Duke at the same time. You know, and then we're fantasizing, you know, in our brain. And then it's just good looking. It has pink lips, you know, broad chest. It's very polite. You know, the guy just looks like every woman's poison. That's why we're in love. Honestly.
When they were telling us to Sorosuke,
I'm telling you,
this
the
is
men don't like it. You know,
the definition of Sorosuke.
some of my friends were just like, what is it about this Bridgerton guy that you like? I'm like, you're just jealous. Like, just deal. You're not as fine. Just deal. You don't have pink lips. So that's what I think.
And I think a lot of guys don't even like him because they're just like, who
No,
is
they're
this
just
guy?
jealous.
Where
Yeah,
did
they're
he
just
come
jealous.
from? Where
They're
is
just jealous.
who is he? Who really is he? You know, I saw what's this guy's name? Yomi Casual, the designer.
Mm,
He posted something on his page, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, about his
mm,
wife, you know, watching Bridgerton and raving about the guy or talking about the guy. And he was just like, you know,
mm.
he was also talking, and I was just like, that's the truth. You know, a lot of guys would be like, who is this guy? And I think
Correcting our women.
it would have been easier for them to accept if the guy was like a known actor before.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, a known actor that maybe a lot of ladies had been crushing on. You know, this is a guy who came out of, I won't say nowhere because he's been acting
Mm-hmm.
for a while. He was in Harry
Yeah.
Potter. He
Mm-hmm.
was an extra there. But you know, this is a guy who a lot of us didn't even know. He wasn't an A-list actor, and he just came
Yeah.
from the back and is right in front. And you know, everybody is just like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
The
whoa.
Duke.
Like the Duke. And you know, he played a very strong character. But yes, please let me open up the floor to Purity. Purity, why do you think a lot of people, or why, you know, talk from your own experience, and you know why you think a lot of people have been going on about Bridgerton?
Okay. The emotions doctor, right? The emotions doctor just spoke my mind. Like she said virtually everything I wanted to say, but I'll still have to say it in my own words. Like personally for me, I like you said, the movie came out 25th of December. I didn't even pay attention to it. I haven't even been watching, movies for a long time. But I was just anytime I go on Instagram, I'll see my friends post this fine guy. I was like, who is this? Who is this awesome guy? Like, I'll just keep calm. I'll be like, more anyway, Sha, that's their business. The next day I'll come in, I'll see that person posting this guy. Like I was just seeing him everywhere. I was like, oh, this guy is fine. No, I need to know where I need to know why they are posting him. So me actually, what caught my attention was his beauty. Like because he's fine. Like that guy is fine. Anybody that can't agree to the fact that the Duke is handsome, like she said, is jealous. So I think that is why 99% of everyone that has seen that movie or that is watching that movie now is watching it because he's a fine guy. Like he's that no, is it that? Yeah, TDH guy, like every woman's dream. And when you see someone posting about him, you want to know what he acted, like what did this guy do? Why is everybody talking about him? So I think why they are watching it is because of him and Daphne. Daphne, I don't even think most people are watching that movie because of Daphne, but he especially, he has the 70%, reason why people are watching him. So the movie itself, after watching it, you want somebody else to go and watch that movie. Like, hey, go and see this movie. This is very, very interesting, and you're going to see that guy is so fine. He's okay. It's good to just sit down and be watching him. Like, we get 5 guys for this hour for have handsome guys in Africa. Like you don't even believe that. Oh, when I read that his mom is a Zimbabwe woman, I didn't even believe that. I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Wow. Like I need to watch this guy. I need to watch this movie. So like I said, the emotion doctor said everything. People are watching that movie, that series because of the Duke and because he's attractive. That's why they are watching. They want to know who this attractive guy is and what he did in the movie. That's it.
You got it. Well said. Because a lot of people want to turn on their TVs and see fine people. Who wants to see Wawa? So, so Shondaland, they are doing well because they already they knew. I'm sure they even already sort of knew how people would react afterwards, and yeah, they're getting what they predicted because it's only natural for you to just be smiling when you're watching people who are fine. And you know what? A lot of people are talking about the Duke, because he's very handsome and all of that. Even for Daphne, I was talking to my friend, immediately after I watched it. In fact, while I was watching Bridgerton, what came to my mind was I can imagine Barbie making the merchandise for the toys for kids. And, even though it's not a movie for kids, so Phoebe and Simon will probably not be popular amongst the children because kids are not going to watch Bridgerton, obviously. You're not going to allow your kids watch it. But I think that a lot of people will want to buy the merchandise for their children if they came out with the dolls. So you can imagine having like Barbie and Ken of when we were growing up would be the Bridgerton, the Simon, and the Daphne of now. So imagine you walking into a store and you have a set of twins, a boy and a girl, and you want to buy them dolls. And you went to the counter and you saw Daphne in her blue dress. Look, because she's very beautiful. And, she had those facial reactions where she would just be, she had those dreamy facial things going on about her. And then you saw a Daphne. You buy Daphne for your daughter. And then you wanted to buy a male doll. And then you saw Simon. Hey. Please, give me 10. Give me 10. How many Simons are on the rack? Give me all. I'm buying all. sold out. So yeah, naturally, people are very happy watching people who are very beautiful or handsome on TV. So yeah, you guys are spot on with that. Miriam, over to you. Canada vendors on mute.
I need to clear my voice for this.
Please, clear, 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 clear.
I have to drink more.
Please drink, 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 drink it, drink
Okay,
it.
so Bridgerton has been in the buzz since October. I think September, October. Especially when Netflix is about to release especially series they think it would make headline. They usually create a buzz around it. There are some platforms whereby they discuss all these things. And Shondaland has an Instagram page, but she was showing highlights about what they were like their upcoming stuffs. But what even sparked my interest was yes, Simon being the lead character. And if everyone has studied Shonda Rhimes, if it's a series or a movie, she's all inclusive. All the lead characters are usually black. From the days of Scandal, Kerry Washington was the lead. From How to Get Away with Murder, we had this lady, this black actress. I think oh, her name is stuck somewhere. Yeah. So when Bridgerton came on, and I noticed that the lead character is a guy, and is also a titled Duke. Because let's be very sincere, titles only go with the whites. But to create a character, pretty much the original book written by Julia Quinn, I don't think was the lead character was a black guy, but I think Shonda Rhimes twisted the storyline to fit in the Duke, the main character, as a black person. So I was very, very I was very happy because this for the first time for someone like me that have been watching British dramas for a very long time, most of the lead characters, especially the male character, is usually a white guy. And if you love the series or the film, you would currently on Netflix there are like 5 British dramas that are very, very popular as well. I know Bridgerton took the lead recently. All the main characters are white, and I still love them because that's how the system has been built. Even Mills and Boone, Harlequin, they're all white guys. But Bridgerton is different. The diversity is fantastic. You're seeing black people holding titles. We have Lady Danbury. Lady Danbury is one of my favorite characters as well. She reminds me of one of my aunts. So it's and the Queen, the Queen, Queen Charlotte is attached to a story because there was a British Queen that was, I think, had Portuguese ancestry. I think she was also mixed. So there's some truth about this. There's some true fact about that storyline, but the diversity was it for me. That for the first time, I'm able to watch a British drama that had a mixture of people that looked like me. So I know Shonda Rhimes has all these twists, and I'm so excited because I know this is just the beginning of many diversified content coming into our screen. So I'm all for it. And yeah, Simon ticks all the button. I got a message recently, someone telling me that he's going to arrest all the Nigerian women in Canada, including me, that I'm the chair lady, that all their wives, they don't concentrate anymore. Simon, no, Simon, no. And the guy was like, is this Simon that will pay the bill? So he tagged me, this guy that is going for the CBC baking show, the engineers food YYC. He says he's going to arrest me. I'll be the first person they would arrest. Then he said their wives are no longer concentrating. And you know what? We're in very tough time. I tell people that watching Bridgerton for me is self-care. And I've learned so much in terms of pronunciation because there's so many British words. Because Canada is still under the Commonwealth, and the Queen is still the head of government in Canada. So there's so many cultural things that plays a lot with Bridgerton in terms of Canadian culture as well and British culture. So I'm learning so many things. I just watched a skit of someone taking tea and biscuits. So there's so many things to learn from that series. It's not even all about the romance. There's so many things to learn about emotions, about how you relate with people. And basically letting us know that life is not perfect because there are so many characters in that series that had issues. But yeah, it's Bridgerton has really distracted us, and it's a very good experience for me. And if I will encourage people that have not watched it, please, if you like, watch it 50 times. If that makes you happy, it's part of self-care. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miriam. And
Yeah.
I love the fact that you actually even spoke about self-care. You know, this COVID times, man, things are different. Let me not use a negative word, but things are different. You know, the world has changed. A lot of people are going through so much, and my take on life has always been do what makes you happy as long as you're not hurting anybody. Just be happy. And for me, January is usually not my favorite month. A lot of people look forward to New Year because they're like, oh, happy New Year, happy New Year. They're always very excited coming into the new year. But my dad died on the 4th of January. So every 4th of January, we have to, we do his remembrance. So when I think January, I'm happy and thankful for life. And, I'm happy to be getting into a new year. So I don't come into the new year and I'm sad, but I'm thinking January and then we're planning what we're going to do. Are we going to, what are we? So it's always like, oh, so what are we doing? What are we doing? It's been 11 years. So it's not as if he died last year or 2 years ago. But, the thought of January is never really like Christmas. Christmas is always very exciting and all of that. But January is not like my birthday month where I'm like very excited about and all of that. And with Bridgerton, trust me, he made life easier for me. He made things easier. And, this year, so much has happened in such a short space of time. I lost somebody very close to me. So many things have happened. But, watching Bridgerton helped me. And a lot of people, people see people on social media and they think people who are posting just sort of have life, they figured out life and they are just, living life and they have all the solutions to problems. I see people messaging me all the time asking me for answers to their questions. I'm also looking for answers to my own questions. I don't have it all figured out, even though it may look as if I have it all figured out because I'm posting about, hey, Team Burner United. Where are my burners in the house? I'm just posting things. But I just like to make the best. I like to make the best out of situations. And I always just want to have that positive mindset and just do the things that make me happy. And I'll say that Bridgerton, watching it over and over and over again, especially episode 5 to 8, my favorite episodes. Yeah, if you've not seen Bridgerton and you are here right now, my favorite it's not okay for you to fast forward. Please watch from episode 1. But if you want to fast forward it to episode 5, if you watch 5 to 8, it will make you go and start 1, because 1 sort of started out on a slow kind of, it started out a bit slow for me, but it picked up. So if you're going to judge Bridgerton by the first 2 episodes or 3 episodes, you haven't seen anything. Because I know some people who dropped off at episode 3 and they were like, Ariyike, I'm not watching again. Please, this thing is boring. I'm like, please, get to episode 5 and tell me if it's boring. And they came back. 2 of my friends in Atlanta, they called me after. They said, hey! They were like, thank God they didn't give up, because not everybody is interested in, British monarchy, all of that. Even the dressing, the whole old school thing. Some people see that and they are bored immediately. But you have to open your eyes and your ears to understand, because episode 1, I had to go and rewatch it. And there are some things that I didn't hear them say, but I heard them when I watched it the second time. So you have to sort of really, really open up your mind to understand Bridgerton. And, I think that when it grows on you, it just stays on you and you're just happy. And really, who doesn't like a love story? I love love. Oh, hey, I'm one of those people that will be crying. I cried. Oh, hey, Bridgerton. I'm sure my husband was so irritated. He's watching us right now. And he was the one that put that comment and said, I was crying. I was just, as in, different emotions were just going through my head. And when Oyinko and I chatted, I told Oyinko, I said, Oyinko, you're going to diagnose a lot of us, the emotions doctor. I said, because I think a lot of us we need some sort of diagnosis. So please, can you diagnose us? We've spoken about the reasons why we feel that people watched it, or why we watched it. I was very happy to watch a love story. I love love stories. I love happy endings. So that is me for you. So Bridgerton is definitely one of my faves. But Oinko, do you think we need to be diagnosed? I don't know. You follow me on Instagram, judging by my posts and the way I'm like, where are my burners in the house? And I'll just see like 40 comments within how many minutes? People are like, we are here. Oh. I'm like, okay, so I'm not alone. Thank God, I'm okay. I'm normal. I'm okay. Thank God. So, do you think we need to be diagnosed? Do you think there's something wrong? Is there something wrong with us?
I don't think that there's something wrong with us. I think that we just need a balance, which is the truth. So we're attracted to the Duke because intellectually he's sound, sexually he's attractive, and then he looks like a perfect gentleman. So it's okay that we're attracted to him. But then this is a movie, so can this work in reality? Is the conversation that we should be telling, especially younger ones or people about to make a decision, so that we don't think that what is in the movie is applicable in real life. And then, even if it is applicable, to what extent, is this applicable, and at what point should you seek professional help? Because, quite truthfully, if you put that gentleman in a real life setting, Daphne is going to have mental health issues, quite truthfully. And I will tell you at the point where she would have mental health issues. So he's not an irreparable man. He's just a broken adult who should have sought professional help. So instead of getting a wife, he should honestly have gotten therapy,
And he
because
should have healed. He should have
yes, you
began
know,
that healing journey. And
yeah, so for the Shondaland Crew, it's a movie, so he had a happy ending. In real life, Daphne would never have had a happy ending. She'll probably have been frustrated if she's not careful. She's using different coping mechanisms, whether medication or anything that she can resort to, alcohol, whatever. Yeah, because she will just see that he's impenetrable, and yeah, she's trying to get across to someone and she's not getting across to the person. Interestingly, this person also may not be able to explain what the issue is, which is very disturbing. Vulnerability precedes intimacy. So for you to be intimate with someone, there's a level of trust, there's a level of vulnerability, there's a level of realness, authenticity, and rawness. So even though to some extent he was humble and teachable, you could also see that Daphne had to practically sacrifice. She never attempted to change him, but she was just there being a good friend. But the other part for him is the fact that, oh, he's very teachable, and all that. But she she went through what in real life would not have been easy for her. So of course it was easy there because it's a movie, but in real life it would have been very complicated. So it's okay to fall in love with the persona of the Duke, but in real life, he will no more be the Duke, he will be Simon Bassett, not Duke of Hastings. Yeah, so we're in love with the Duke of Hastings, but we need to then talk about the person of Simon Bassett,
we
you
need to
know,
separate the title from the person.
yeah, which is the balance. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. And I also like I mean, in as much as he had his, issues that he was dealing with, I
Hmm.
also like the fact that he was still he remained a perfect gentleman.
Hmm.
In this present times, I think that most guys, or a lot of guys, let me not say most, a lot of guys would have taken advantage of her, of Daphne,
Hmm. Hmm.
being that they were broken, or being in that they were in that situation. It would have just been easy for them to just use her to let off steam or whatever, and moved on to the next babe. But
Yeah.
I like that he wasn't painted as a player or as a guy who was jumping around from woman to woman, because there was a part where what's this girl's name? The singer, the singer,
Okay.
the opera singer. I don't
You
remember her
mean
name.
Anthony's
Anthony's,
girlfriend?
yeah, Anthony's girl. She offered him that, where she invited him over, and he didn't go. You know, that just showed the kind of person he was, because she was flirting with him. She really wanted him to come, but he didn't go. That just showed that, even though he had been through his own issues, he still had his head screwed on properly. And maybe because he was raised by Lady Danbury, maybe she had, instilled some sort of discipline in him to just let him know that, you don't take advantage of women, you don't treat women this way. So I'm hoping that in the next season, I'm hoping they can also show us, take us deeper into I would love to see his teenage years. I would love to see how he was when he was at Oxford with Anthony. I'd love to see him in uni, things that he did, the atrocities that he committed. Because I want to sort of see the back end of that, to see the things that shaped him into becoming the kind of man that he actually became. So, thanks, Oinko, for that. Let's quickly also move to a scene. Oinko and I, we sort of discussed this scene a couple of days ago. So I was on Instagram one day. I was tagged on a post, on one of the posts, and on one of the Bridgerton posts, because I don't know, people see me as a Bridgerton ambassador now, where anything Bridgerton, they will just sharply private tag me and be like, Lady Ariyike, go and see this. And I'm like, hey, you people, wala for who know what Bridgerton, no, please, what's my own? Did I act inside? But I'll go and see. And there was this heated argument going on where people, the scene where Daphne was, where she took, because I don't know who is watching, I don't know if people's children are with them right now. So I want to make this as clean as possible. But the scene where she took charge, in quotes, you will understand what I'm talking about. The scene where she took charge and she was, the scene where she was on top of her game. So that scene, there was a heated conversation where some people thought, some people felt it was rape in marriage. It was marital rape. Some people felt she raped him. Yes, I can see Purity is laughing. You can unmute yourself to laugh if you want to laugh. And people, I think this generation is too woke, or everybody feels woke. People feel too woke in this generation. People were arguing. People said, oh, she raped him. She took advantage of him. She should have stopped. And I remember when I watched that scene, towards the end of the scenario that we're talking about, the guy sort of looked, I think he was enjoying what was going on, but when he realized what was going on, there was a part where I think he opened, he was enjoying it so much that there was a part where he even licked his lips. So I was like, and he was going, things were happening. And he opened his eyes after a while when he realized, and she put her hand on his chest. Maybe for balance for her, I don't know. But what happened. And some people thought that way, and they thought that, she should have stopped because he wanted her to stop then. But I don't know. I'm going to say what I think after you guys have spoken. So I don't know. Purity, do you want to go first? Wait, Purity, before you go, let me just, while you're pondering, while you're putting your thoughts together, Miriam is putting her thoughts together, Oyinkansu is putting her thoughts together. I want to quickly just read some of our comments. I want to acknowledge you guys watching. Thank you so much. Right, we had about 26 people watching. Right now we have 24 people, 23 people watching. Please share this link, tell your friends to join us. It's a heated conversation, and I'm loving it. Fumi says, Fumi Ayole says, looking forward to connecting with the emotions doctor. Yeah, you guys will connect. Hello, Sonia says, I'm good. Okay. Auntie Nene Akinton is watching. She says, Duke of Hastings is my number 2 crush after my hobby. Auntie Nene, you are doing well. As long as that clause is there after your hobby, you are free. It's okay. It's allowed. It's okay. Extra Step CEO says, hello, host and everyone. We see you. YouTuber. That's YouTuber of the year for Canada. That's our YouTuber of the year. Extra Steps CEO. E-Ticketify says, even you, Antoinette. So Folade.2 is laughing. People are saying hi to us. Michael Edobo says, hello. Hey, Michael, how are you? Auntie Nene says, the Duke of Hastings is light-skinned, though. He's tall, dark, and fair. I see a lot of comments. Fola says, hello, my Iyawo, second Duchess at Canada Vendors. Funkebi Obaku says, he is indeed a poison. I agree. I concur. He's poisonous. Yeah. Michael says, so ladies like pink lips too. It's only men that like pink lips. We people like good things. We don't like good things. Yeah. Yes, now we like good things too. Sociology Canada says, hey fam, beautiful Duchess and Duchesses, we see you. Sonia says, just discovered him in an Amazon Prime original film, although he's not the lead. Yes, he has acted a couple of movies. I think he's also in We the People by Shonda. The guy is doing well. But when God says it's your time to shine, you will shine. No Jupiter can hold you. So, this is his time. When I started following him on Instagram, he was on 400 and something K. My auntie said she followed him after, she watched Bridgerton on Christmas Day, and he had maybe 40 something or 50 something K followers. As of yesterday, because some of us are monitoring his Instagram page, it was on 3.2 million followers. Lady Purity, please help us check how many followers he has right now. Please give us real time. Give us real time reports. Please, how many followers does Reggae? How many does he have right now? We want to know.
3.3. Hey!
3.3. You see? So the guy is just moving and moving. When God says it's your time, it will just be just like that. God of just like that. Please locate me with this 2021. Please locate all of us. So
Amen. Locate God of
all of us.
Duke.
Olamide Raramola says, hello, my fellow Duchesses. Hey, we see you. Auntie Nene says, what struck me the most is the presence of Black royalty. Yep, Black royalty. It looked so good. It looked so good on them, everybody just looking so regal and, so lovely. E-Ticketify also says, I love the diversity. Okay, Folade. I'm just going to pick a few more comments to read. Folade says, too fine. Gosh, if you see how I pounced on my husband after watching the show, let me grab the one God gave me now. Before Uncle, hold your package. Nifemi says, O'Shea, Temidayo, Oji, and your TV says, same here. I was so surprised seeing Blacks as the lead character. It was so beautiful to watch. Yes, it was. So many comments, you guys. Thank you. We can't read all. Oh, hey, if we read comments, we will not leave here today. And Oinko is busy, and she's in Nigeria. She has to go to bed. I'm sure she has like 5 or 6 meetings. I was going to say tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow our time, but today in Nigeria. So yeah, GTA Connect. Yo, my people, I see you. They're here. They say Bridgerton fans here. We are burning for the Duke. Yeah, hello. How many people are going to burn for this Duke? How many people? Please go and burn for your creator. Don't burn for the Duke.
Go and burn for God.
That's that video. I see. Itigesify says correct at Aisha or Rita. I didn't. Okay, Aisha says honestly, self-care. It is for me too. All my sorrows disappear instantly. I'm watching it again tonight. Aisha is my girl. Aisha is the Duchess of Calgary, my personal person, Aisha. I have a nickname for her, but I won't say it here because she might just beat me right now, and I don't want that. I see my cousin Bimpy. Bimpy is watching as well. Bimpy, love you. Temida says you're right. I just recommended it to someone tonight to ease herself of work stress. You see? That's it. Hey, comments are too many. Oh, you guys, I love you. Thank you so much. I can't read all the comments. I'm just going to pick a few more, maybe like 3 more. Okay, Rumixa says, "Hey, I was skeptical because I thought it was a bit of pride and prejudice." Okay, I guess she was skeptical before watching. Um, so. Yeah, Amina Oshunbi, that's the place. The place says he's on fire at the moment. Yes, oh, he is. Everybody is burning for the Duke right now. Fola says, after realizing he lied to her about why he can't have kids. Okay, so yes, we are here. Canada vendor says self-care is essential. Yes, so Miriam, very, very essential. We have to take care of our mental health. We have to. Nobody owes it to you. Oh. Nobody. You owe it to yourself. Self-love, self-care. If you don't do it for yourself, nobody gonna do it for you, man. You gotta do it for yourself. Yeah, my cousin is sending me love right back. Yes, so being love you, boo. Love you. Okay, so back to the matter. Hey, I say if it was left to Lady Purity and I, one conversation all through the night, the Duke of Hastings. But thank God, Miriam is here, Oyinkan is here, so it can't happen. That can't happen. Okay, so let's go back to that rape discussion that I was talking about, where some people felt that she raped him. Oh, I see you, Mr. Ikpaye. Well done, sir. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Thank you very much, sir. We are happy to have you here, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, let's go. Purity, let's start with you. Oyinkan is going to round off this rape part, because me and her, we already spoke about it, and I loved the perspective that she brought. We spoke about it off this platform. So Purity, what do you think about that scene? You remember it, and then Miriam is going to go next.
Actually, that's one of my best scenes. Like, I don't know how people are thinking it's rape. To me, that's not rape. That's just her taking charge because she realized the truth. I was gonna say something before I continue with this rape issue. I was gonna say, something that one of the things I learned in this Bridgerton um, film is me as a potential parent and some of the people watching as parents should learn to teach their girl child everything about intercourse, because if she had known about what happens, how a lady gets pregnant, that scene wouldn't have even occurred in the first place. But because her mom didn't tell her, she got to know, through her maid, she took charge. That was her taking charge, letting him know that, oh, dude, I know what you know now. That thing you think I don't know, I know it now. That was just her taking charge. There's no rape there, because when you could see his facial expression when when she turned and started going on
When
and
she
on.
took out her hair, that was the first time her hair was done. Her hair was
Exactly.
always,
Like,
she
I'm ready for
just
you.
did.
She just took it out, pulled her clothes, like, I'm ready for you, without him knowing that she had a plan. Because normally, when he's on top, after a while, he's about to, come, and he goes down and does his thing. But at that point in time, she knew the plan. She knew he was gonna go down, so she had to switch, and she took charge. Me, I said, when I was watching that part, with my husband, immediately she thought, I said, screaming, I said, yes, that's my girl, that's my girl. That, to me, that wasn't rape, because so the facial expression I saw in his face is like, oh my god, this girl now knows, the real deal. She now understands what's going on, and he couldn't do anything, because men at that point in time, they're like, they can't move again. They are already at the peak of the something. Like, they don't. He didn't even remember, Whether it was later, he was like, "What are you doing?" But you can't push her down now. She's doing what she's supposed to do because she now knows the truth. So that is her taking charge. Me, there is no rape, anything there. He didn't even say no. I didn't hear him say no, stop. Did he ever say stop? I can't remember him saying stop. He didn't
No,
say
he
stop.
didn't.
He didn't say no. He didn't say stop. He was just saying Daphne, like he was surprised, and I was so happy.
His reaction was almost like, stop, don't stop. Stop, don't stop.
Anyway, I don't even think that is for only him. I think it's always like that for all of them. Once they are at the peak, they
Some
can't
of
say
us don't know.
so that wasn't rape. She only took charge of the she took charge of that environment, she took charge of their process or whatever they were doing. She took charge of the whole event. So that wasn't rape. That's what I have to say. I don't know how people brought in rape. Maybe because of the whole talk about rape and all that. That wasn't rape. They were already in it, and she just had to take over. Oh God, just relax. Let me take over let me be the one doing the work while you relax. Okay. But because he had an ulterior motive, he felt like he was just surprised. But unfortunately, my girl had to do what she got to do because she needs to get pregnant. So that wasn't rape. That's my own opinion.
Thank you so much, Purity, for that. Thank you. And yeah, I'm with you on that. And I'm going to give my own opinion just before Oyinkan rounds this up. But let's hear from Miriam as well. Miriam.
Okay, according to Wikipedia, they said rape is a type of sexual assault. Forgive me, I'm going into the legal aspect
Please
here.
go in.
Because we need to, everybody's saying rape. So rape is a type of sexual assault, usually involving sexual intercourse or other forms of sexual penetration carried out against a person without the person's consent. So in law, to prove rape, consent is a big issue. If there is no consent, it is rape. If there is consent, even at the beginning, but in the middle, the person withdraws consent, it is rape. But when there's consent till the end, it is not rape.
Consenting adults.
Thank you. Even if because they are married people, rape can still occur because it's not only for people that are not married. Rape can occur at any time.
Yeah, so
in a
that was the
relationship.
argument. People were
So
like,
yes, they are married. No, it doesn't matter. If Simon did not consent to that intercourse, yes, obviously it's rape. But it's so funny. At the beginning I said life is not perfect because along the line, I thought when Simon said, you know what, I can't give you babies, I can't give you that, I thought he was impotent. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Before they got married, when they were having the arguments, I know you want a love match, you want family, you want all that, but I'm sorry, I won't be able to give you a baby. Because at the beginning they were saying Simon, he had, they showed his childhood, he had difficulties, especially he had like learning disabilities, he couldn't talk on time and all that. So I felt maybe it had to do with the sexual health as well. That was what I felt. But when they got married, after the first intercourse, when I saw that Simon did the withdrawal method, I was like, this guy is up to no good. What are you doing? And Daphne was naive in the sense that she had a mother who didn't go all clear with her, especially at that stage. But you know what? In 18th century or 16th century, that was how life was. Moms then, girls were meant to be seen, not heard. And that's why you could see that getting married was kind of like one of their ultimate goal. They call it being introduced to the throne, like what happened at the first episode whereby she was introduced to the queen to get the queen's approval. That was the dream. Get to a certain age and be able to get a very suitable match. So there was so many issues with Daphne, like foundation wise. But in terms of her getting Simon, like she basically, when they say when a woman is ready to take charge, like my other sister said, there are times men think they are smart. But I'm talking of from personal experiences. I've seen so many things, especially when it comes to relationship and all that. It's just that the woman in the relationship is not ready. But when a woman is ready, and that's why, there's this proverb that says it's only a woman that knows the owner of the child. So, yep, Daphne did what any other woman could have done in that situation. She was extremely frustrated because she had this notion that Simon was impotent, pitied him, had even made up her mind. You know what it means for a lady to make up her mind that, what, you can't have children, I'm down with it, I'm with you, nothing can happen, for better, for worse, for go, for I'm still staying, before worse, I'm still staying. So she had, it's not an easy decision now to feel like, to learn about that Simon kind of did this intentionally because he was trying to settle a score with a father that died so many years ago, literally bringing the dead into what is going on with the living. It's quite frustrating. And any lady would have done that. Thank God she didn't even put all the sleeping things. They had all the sleeping concussion during those days. Didn't put it in his drink, make him go 360. I would have palemo chef for him. She even did it while he was still sane.
Thank God she didn't palemo
She would have palemo.
We would have not had any new questions.
What's that thing? Is it Lady Queen of Senegal? They had all the sleeping things that they put that you'll be half alive, half, but your body will still be functioning.
You just be turning on your own.
The thing will be turning on its own. So Daphne did. I'm pretty sure if it happened in 2021, I know a lot of ladies that will take that decision. Me inclusive. Yes, me inclusive.
Woman power. Give them. Hey.
Oh God. Which let's be very sincere with ourselves. We do it at every point in time in our relationship. I do it all the time. If I want to get my way, except I'm not mentally active that day. But if I make it if I make a decision that day that, you know what, I'm going to get my way with what I want to do. It's only God that will. It's only if God comes down. I would. Well, women, for crying out loud. And sometimes we get put into situations that is not really our fault. When you get pushed to the limit, you unleash the dragon, and that was what Daphne did. She unleashed the dragon.
You unleashed the dragon.
I rest my case. My honorable.
Thank you very much,
panelists.
Thank you very much, Miriam. You have said it all. Should we just end? Should we end the session? Should we go?
Why?
No. I just read a comment now. Somebody said she stole his spam without his consent.
Miriam, I was about to read some of the comments. After you.
Maybe they go now.
So
please blame when we go see.
Aisha says my thoughts as well. I thought he was impotent as well. The truth. I honestly never thought Simon was impotent. I knew he was tricking her. I knew that he was just angry and he just didn't want to. Maybe he wasn't ready to have kids or whatever. I didn't think he was impotent. I didn't. And you know what?
Yeah, same here.
I didn't think he was impotent. I was just like, this guy is wicked. But all of that is going to come after I read some of these comments. Faye Mac, my girl, is here. Faye, baby. I know she hailed me earlier on. She was talking about my father. Yeah, she said, Lady Ariyike came ready with the royal outfit. Mado. Yes, so please.
They've taken it to another level. Speaking of spam.
After tonight,
oh my God.
When you call my name, call me Lady Ariyike and say, Lady Ariyike, the Duchess of
Toronto.
Anywhere that comes to your mind, just say it. I'm claiming all territories.
Because Hastings, the matter where they ground for Hastings, you know one join the queue.
I know enter Hastings. So make Hastings people day their day. Let the pigs be fighting. Let things be happening. Me, I'm not there. Please. I'm not there.
Oh my God.
I'm not there. But I wanted to read one comment from Faye. Faye said, what she did was wrong, Sha. If he was the one that came in her without her knowing that she didn't want it, it would be a big problem. He was also wrong for not being upfront about his situation.
Can I
So
quickly say something?
he feels that what he did was wrong. Yes, Miriam, go ahead.
Simon wanted that sex, but he wanted to withdraw. He wanted to eat his cake and have it. That was it. He
Yeah.
wanted to withdraw. He thought he would be able to control that act, but he could not.
So that's
They,
what
Can
so what she's saying, she's not saying that he didn't want to do the do. I think she's saying that she was wrong for making him, you know,
oh, she's saying that when it was time to withdraw, Daphne should have stood
that
up
she
and
should have. Yes, I think that's what she's.
no?
Now,
Can I say something? Can I say something? It's not possible. Why we think Daphne, why she thinks Daphne was wrong was because Daphne didn't know about this all this
he
while.
wasn't
Imagine
enlightened.
she didn't know about
He
it.
wasn't
That's why
enlightened.
she never knew that, oh, all those why that Simon has been withdrawing was, a way for her to have babies. She
do
thought,
you sorry, Lady Purity, do you remember she even felt pitied for him, asking him if he was painful?
yes,
That place, I was mad. I was like, look at this guy. Oh God.
felt pity for him. Like, I felt her pain when she, later knew about this and she was angry. She walked away. After the whole thing, she just dressed up and walked away. If it was Simon that didn't know that Daphne was okay and just didn't want to, have a baby and all that, he would be angry. He would do the same thing to Daphne. So I don't even see any reason for saying Daphne was wrong. She did the right thing because she became enlightened. She got to know what was going on and she had to take charge. So whether he that not is her own is her husband and she can do whatever she wants at that point in time.
And
So
and this just also takes us back to what you guys said, where I know that this happened way back then when people were not enlightened. There was no internet for you to Google and just get information and all of that. But parents, even these days, parents tell their daughters to get married. When you're in your teens, you're 17, 18, and you bring a boyfriend to the house, they will flog you. Nigerian mothers, they will say, what are you doing with a boy? Don't you know you're too young? Do you want to get pregnant? Blah, blah, blah. And then you get into your 20s. And then, guys, maybe you're busy with school, you're writing exams, you're not even interested in dating, then you just want to quickly, graduate from uni. And then you graduate from university, and then you're trying to get a job, whatever. You're always looking for the next thing. And then you don't have too many toasters coming your way. But when you were 18, 19, you were the hottest babe on the scene. Everybody was on your case, but your parents were like, you're too young, you're too this. And then you now get to your late 20s, and then your parents are like, where is he? Where is he? Where's your boyfriend? Blah, blah, blah. No boyfriend. You get to your 30s, where's your boyfriend? Where's your boyfriend? Blah, blah, blah. They're putting you under pressure. You get a guy, you bring him, but nobody is going to tell you the workings. Nobody tells you. My mom and I never spoke about sex. My mom, how? What? How do you want to talk to a Nigerian mother about sex? What do you want to say? So the truth is that, even though this series is centered around, the olden days, but even now, in modern times, people are not talking to their children about sex. And that is why a lot of kids, boys, girls, they go astray, because these are things that they learn outside. So it seems cool. So I think that parents need to enlighten their kids about sex, especially those who have, the girl child is not more important than the boy child, than the male child, no. But, I'm talking from a woman's point of view, a woman's perspective here. Look at Daphne. She was so naive. She didn't know anything. It was her maid that taught her the workings, that made her understand what was going on. She didn't know she didn't know anything. She even felt pity for him. She thought that he was going through pain. That Simon, somebody said, Simon, there was a comment I saw on one of those pages. Somebody said the Duke of Pullout. Some people said Simon, King of Pullout. Rishi. She felt he was even going through pains and all of that. But me, now the guy was just doing his thing. So I think parents
And
talk to their children. We need to really, really talk to our kids. I don't have a daughter. I have boys. And I'm talking to them about these things, even though they are young. I'm letting them aware that look, these are the things that are happening. People, I was in a clubhouse room yesterday and they were talking about sex, and some people were planning threesomes there, young people. And I was like, what is going on here? What is happening here? So we need to let our kids hear these things from us first. Let them know what these things mean. Because when they hear it from outside, it seems cool. It looks very cool. So they want to explore, they want to try, they want to learn. But if they learn from us, I think it will be easier for them to process these things, and they understand these things better when we are the ones that are talking to them about it. Um,
I
yeah,
want to say something. I
okay.
want to say
Yeah, once
something.
after you, then Oyinkan will just round this up, and she will just give us her
You you
perspective. Yeah.
you know the mom. When she left the wedding hall and went upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Went into her room. When the mom came in, I think she wanted to tell her because she asked some questions, just that she didn't come out, plainly. She didn't use the right words. She
Yeah,
just
she was
didn't want
talking in
to.
parables.
im-
Her mom was
ex-
talking in parables.
and yeah, and she was about to explain to her also. I think I can remember that scene, if you can remember. Then the maid came in and told her that the carriage is outside.
Yeah, but
For
your wedding day is not even a day where you should be.
I know that's true. Imagine, Simon had to even tell her to touch herself.
Yes.
Like, that was, I was like, oh my god, this guy is just deceiving this girl. Why would you
So
tell her
the
that?
trust. So she really, like, she had so much trust
Trusted
in
him.
him.
Yeah.
Trust.
But he was the
Mm-hmm.
one. He was the one that made her explore her body and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
understand things about her own body. Things that would have been easier to understand if her mom was the one that explained things to her and made her understand that these are things that are done on your wedding night. This is how it goes, and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. She should have even gave her the whole explanation of getting married as a virgin. This is what happens. Because even that
Even
wedding night scene self, lie there inside to get this virgin is not. They made it seem so
easy.
glamorous and all of that. It's a painful experience. They didn't show the pain. They didn't show up. So
She screamed a little bit.
yeah,
I
but it
think,
still
yeah.
looks very, mm, mm, you
Then,
know.
And
sorry, please, can I quickly say something? In the comment section, people were like saying that they should have communicated. I want people to understand that this series was created in the century where women had no voice. So when it comes to
exactly.
communication, just leave it aside. Could you see the way the brother
Yes.
was ruling the family? That's the typical
Uh-huh.
way. It was all
Yeah.
about the male line, female line. They take a back seat. So there was no issue of them communicating. Forget about it. Back then, if a
Females
woman
were
was not
told
even
what
able
to
to,
do. They were
yes, if a
told what
woman
to
was
do.
not able, does not perform her matrimonial rights well, the husband take mistresses, which the bona fide wife knows about, and you have to tolerate your husband's mistresses. I don't know if a lot of people are very familiar with all these history books when it
Can't
comes
you,
to
Miriam?
yes,
Miriam, you're even going too far. Can't you? What's this girl's name? The Lady Featherington, the girl that was with them, the one that got pregnant.
yes,
Miss Thompson. Miss
Miss
Thompson.
something,
Thompson.
yeah,
Miss Thompson got pregnant, and the guy who she got pregnant for, his brother came, and the next thing for him to do was to take her in to become his wife because his brother had died. So how do you even phantom you marry, like a lady marrying a lady
your
is
husband's
pregnant
brother,
and she has to
yeah.
marry her husband's brother because the brother that was the brother's way of even showing loyalty to his dead brother. So even if he was in love with someone else, that love didn't matter because he had to show his loyalty to his brother first, to his dead brother, by going to take that one's girlfriend who got pregnant as his wife and raising that child as his own child. Anyway, let's not digress too much. There's so many comments. Hey, we'll come to you people's comments in a second, but please, I really want to hear from Oyinkan, because Oyinkan is going to round up this rape part. And after she rounds it up, we're going to talk about Eloise. That's Daphne's sister. We're going to talk about Eloise. I think she's a very interesting character. And yeah, we're going to talk about her after. Yeah, Oyinka, over to you. Did you think that was rape? I know we spoke about it already. What do you think about that scene? Help us. I want you to dissect that scene. I want you to dissect.
So do I think that it was rape? From the definition of rape, rape is about lack of consent, and from the beginning, you could see that it was both of them, that were interested in the sex. And then to some extent, there was some level of power, there was some level of wildness, from the beginning. And it was at that point, that she let her head down and this and that. And then while the act was going on, the husband, as usual, was on top, and after a while, she switched. So if people are saying that it was rape, whether you like it or not, at the point where she switched, there should have been some level of, oh, stop, or him taking charge. And then also remember that there are two different people. So the wife is slimmer and smaller, and then there's a gentleman who is huge. So while the act was going on, you could see him from a wild smile to him licking his lip, and then you cannot say rape to the point where somebody is enjoying his life. We're all adults, and then so even the part where they said that she used her hands on his chest, let me tell you something. If you really do not want to release in someone, you can switch or do anything you want to do. And then there's no way Daphne's hands could have pressed him on the bed. Daphne is small, so we cannot even take that away. The Duke is about 6'4" or something in height. And then Daphne is she's about 5'7" or something. And then even her fingers, so I think for me is the fact that number one, she felt betrayed, she felt bitter, she felt, oh, I gave you my all, and then I was faithful and truthful to you, and then what you pay me back is with lies. And there was a statement that she made afterwards when he had released, and then she stood up when he said, Daphne, what did you do? And her statement was, I thought this was a lie, because she didn't come with 100% assurance that what the maid had said to her was true. She came to try it. She came to confirm, and by the point where he said, Daphne, what did you do? Her first statement was, I cannot believe that what they said is actually true. Like, I had some doubt in my mind. So it was just the fact that a couple, they were having sex, which is very normal. So if at any point he didn't lose his sanity, he didn't lose his consciousness, he was not drugged, you cannot smile and lick your lips at the same time and be enjoying yourself and then now say that somebody, like, there's no script, there's no marital script that the husband should always be on top. Daphne changed it for him. That's what it means. Like, she just enjoyed her life, and they just said to her that, okay, if you want him to release in you, then be on top. So you, the releaser, and you, the liar, you have more power. Yeah, you are the one releasing, you are the one lying. Then you have more power to change it. Like, power can change hands, because you have been withdrawing since. Daphne did not shout, so, and then she sat on top. So if the sitting on top did not work for you, then it's to your loss, because that means that the sex was so sweet that you couldn't think well. We're not the one who collected your brain during the sex, like Kusento Koba brain, so you were enjoying it. Both of you were enjoying yourselves, and then someone is now crying like ambulance, wow, it was rape. Who is raping who? Whoa. Let's give ourselves brain. They had sex. The Duke could have duked himself in any way that he wanted to duke himself, but Apostle Daphne, God gave her power at that time. She was rocking her world, and you cannot be licking your lip and be opening eye and be enjoying it at the same time saying that somebody is raping you. Like, you can't be passing mixed emotions. We're not there to be deciding how you feel part time. Oga. And you know the irony of it. So let's even pretend that it was marital rape. Remember that she lost the pregnancy. So that was even enough closure. But the truth is, Daphne did not show up in the room with an agenda. He was even the one who went for her. He was the one who went for her as usual. And then she just hyped and escalated it. So it became wild. So the normal, very surreal and very subtle Daphne, who was acting like a wife, became a stripper. That was just what happened. Like she brought out her A game.
She
That,
became a badu.
so Daphne, who was an introvert sexually, just, came up with all of the drama. And he liked it because if he didn't like it, he would not have allowed her be on top. Because when she was on top, he was quite wowed that, wow, I've woken up the fire in this girl. So he wanted to eat his cake and have it, like I've woken up the fire. And then the girl was just enjoying herself. And then at the point where he wanted to release, you are the withdrawer now. And then you are huge enough to do anything. Like even if you wanted to push her to the side or push her away, you can't blame Daphne for
That
your
would have been
moment.
domestic violence.
You can't blame Daphne for your moment of vulnerability. So it was just like, it was the fact that everybody enjoyed themselves, and whatever anybody wants to say, yeah, but do I see it as rape? No, because rape is lack of consent. At no point did he withdraw his consent, and he's an adult. He didn't say stop, he didn't say no, he didn't say anything. So from beginning to the end, there was consent. He licked his lips, he enjoyed his life.
And thank you. So let me wait for you to finish because I want.
Yeah, so the people coming up with the rape script and all that is just the fact that they just want to comment and it's okay. I'm not sure they know the meaning of rape, because rape is there's no consent and there may be consent from beginning and then you can withdraw in the middle. But from beginning to end, nobody withdrew anything. The guy enjoyed his life. The woman enjoyed her life. It's not marital rape. Like, and they now say, oh, she used her hand to press. How was she supposed to sit on top without some level of support? Do these people understand sex at all? Like, how do you sit on top? Do you raise your hand when you are on top? Like, what's going on?
Tell us, we don't know. Teach us, we are your students.
Like, who sits on top and the hands are here?
When you can school us, so we don't know.
I'm just
When
imagining
you are
hands
doing press
up.
You do like this.
When it's as if you are doing press or will you like it like this? No, now. Before I got to the level of support, the support actually has been the place where it's her succor. So she just simply put her hand on her husband's chest, which is wide enough and which is strong enough to give her some support. These rape people will be all right, Jari.
If I was Daphne, like in this present dispensation, I'll do the same thing. Like I will do the same thing without looking back.
You know the thing is, I don't even know why people are making a fuss about that scene because there was no agreement between husband and wife to say, okay, let's sit down. So we're doing this, but I'm not going to come in you. So if that agreement was there from the onset and they had communicated, they had spoken about it, and she sort of knew that that was what she needed to have a child, and then she forced him, or she made, she was on him and, really, really tried to get him to do that in her, then it'll be a different case, it'll be a different conversation. But there was no conversation about this. She wasn't even aware, in quotes, of how a baby came to be.
At all.
That's why I find it very, confusing where people are saying this or saying that, because they never even spoke about this thing for him to sit her down and say, okay, this is how you get pregnant. And this is why I'm the Duke of Pullouts, because I don't want you to get pregnant and, we're going to keep doing this for a while. When I'm ready, then we do this. And then she comes on him and then she sort of tries to have her way or, tries to get his sperm inside her by all means, then that's a different case. So I don't know. Everybody just wants to be
Can I actually say something? If she was very sly, she would have stolen his sperm.
easily.
So it is at that point that you can now pin Daphne on something, because she would have just waited for the usual withdrawal and then she goes back to insert the sperm. And then it's at that point that you're going to come up with your wokeness. But that you will say to me that I should not sit on top or be in charge or something is just very ridiculous. Is there a gospel according to missionary in marriage? Why does it always have to be missionary? They will be okay.
They'll be all right.
So someone said something in the comment section. She said, but Daphne was quite an outspoken wife to her husband. She wasn't suppressed. See, the fact that because remember when they went into the hotel, the place they stayed, is it a hotel or whatever, where they stayed, their honeymoon night. Daphne told him that she has been, for the past 3 days, she has been looking for an opportunity for them to talk. Daphne was ready to talk, was ready for them to communicate, talk. At least he should at least look into her eyes for 3 seconds. They would have discussed. At that point in time, that was when I felt he would have explained everything to Daphne, but he just didn't want to, explain all that to her. In fact, he used her brain. He used her. And when she got to know about it, she went wild. Like that scene.
Lady Purity,
oh my gosh.
Like you just read my mind. And when I'm reading through the comments and they're talking of communications. Outspokenness does not mean a woman has total control. Forget about the fact that their relationship was quite different. That yes, Daphne was outspoken, but there were some instances where outspokenness cannot even play a major role. See, they were going somewhere. Simon decides. Simon, even look at when they were seated, their first dinner. They were so far apart. Daphne was not outspoken and said, Simon, I'm not going to be sitting there. I'll be coming next to you. Simon had to tell her that, why are you so far away? I don't know if some people watch those some particular scenes critically.
Yes. I watched it.
Remember when they were talking of separate rooms? Simon said, no, we're not having separate rooms. Outspokenness is another level. Simon was still in control of that relationship, whether anybody likes it or not.
Even the dances, when she was asking him, how many, can we do 2 dances? I have 3 dances.
He was in control. Then look at when they went back to London after all this incident happened. That Simon will come back, kiss her, lead her on till the moment that she's aroused.
And leave her.
Exactly, and leave her.
So if she's outspoken, why can't she grab his neck? That Simon, they go anywhere. You go
tonight. Something must drop.
No. And I'm still insisting. I want those people to go research on how things were done in that century. Fine, Daphne could talk, but Simon was still in control. Outspokenness is another level. Control is another level. Simon was still in control of that relationship. Totally. At a point, I felt so bad for Daphne because at that point, I don't know what was going through her head. It could drive someone.
So much would have gone through.
Yes. And she still stayed on.
Because
if Shonda Rhimes wanted to twist it, you know that at the beginning, Simon had some girls he was sleeping with. Yes, they already, like those call girls that they already know his method. And those strings are what they call it, no strings attached. He could have gone back to one of those ladies.
It was a rake.
There's nothing Daphne would do about it. Because it was allowed during that century. And that is when I meant that a man is in control.
So, someone said Daphne was outspoken but still naive in so many ways. Yes, that's the point we are trying to make. She has been naive, and she was, until she found out that she found the process of her getting pregnant from her maid. That was why she took that action that she did. She did that thing she did that night, to Simon. But what Faye is trying to say is that she would have communicated, and we're trying to say communication is out of this, the whole game in this situation. She had to do that, because imagine if she had gone to ask tell Simon, oh, so this is how it happens. You know, Simon wouldn't have allowed her turn roll over at all, because he didn't have a clue that she already knew, you know, the process.
Yeah,
So
he
he didn't
still
have a
felt like
clue.
she wasn't enlightened. She didn't know what was going on. She was still
Exactly. That
naive.
was why he was surprised. He just didn't do anything when
Oh,
she
shock,
told, when
he
he
shocked, he
shocked
shocked him.
him. He shocked
He shocked
him,
her.
like,
Yeah, like, ah.
he shocked him. So there was no how Daphne would have gone back to God. Tell me, I won't go back to tell you. So this is how this thing
I want to
happens.
quickly read. Okay, so Faye said, yeah, we spoke about Faye. Faye said she stole his sperm. And we have another person. Hello, Sonia. That's Chika. Chika too says they were both wrong, but factually, she stole his sperm without his consent. I still don't think that she stole his sperm. Because, see, you're married. When you are married, you belong to me, I belong to you. We belong to each other. Your sperm is my sperm. So how can I steal what belongs to me? It's mine now.
Exactly.
Because when
Mhm.
you're married, two people have become one. You have become one entity. So how do you steal what belongs to you? If they were not married, it would be a different case.
May I even ask, what exactly does stealing mean, or theft? Because I think that theft or stealing means that you are taking something without permission.
Something that doesn't belong to you.
Yes.
But when
And then
something
the
belongs to you,
Duke,
it's your
the
own.
Duke
You
is the owner of the sperm. The Duke is the controller. The Duke is the releaser. The controller, the owner, the releaser could not be in control. And then you are blaming the receiver for not disconnecting. You know, that's the part I can't align. The Duke who scripted the fact that he doesn't want to have a child, I think should have been in control all through. He lost his moment of vulnerability. And I also want people to know that Daphne did not have the sex with 100% assurance that what the maid said was true.
She wanted to go and test the waters.
She wanted to find out. Yes, because
That's a
the first
valid
statement
point.
she made when the husband said, Daphne, what did you do?
Because
Her
she
first
really
statement
trusted
was,
him. She
so
trusted him
this
with
is
her life.
true. Yeah, she said, so this is true. So she didn't go
True,
there with
yes.
an agenda. She didn't go there with an agenda. Daphne went to have sex with her husband, first of all, and to also have the benefit of doubt that whatever this maid said may not be true. So she was more heartbroken than the guy after the sex, because it was at that point she felt so stripped and shredded
And
that I
betrayed.
gave you my all, and the last thing you could do was to betray me. So if anybody is being whatever here, it should be Daphne. And then people are talking about sperm as if she took the gallon of sperm and went to drink it. The guy was in control all through. He could have done anything he wanted to do. And then the Duke was not a weakling, so he could have pushed out anything he wanted to do, like he could have done anything. But he enjoyed himself, they both enjoyed themselves. So if anything, if it's not Daphne, then it's both of them. And then at the end of the day, she had a miscarriage. So it wasn't even the sperm that became the child.
But was she really pregnant? Let's even talk
I
about
thought,
that.
yeah, I thought that was
Be-
her
Because
period that came out again.
I'm not.
The,
The,
per-
was
the
she
period was
pregnant?
late. I think the period was just late
I
to
think.
me
Uh-huh.
I think her
because our
period too.
hormones were whack. When your hormones are whack, you can
Yeah.
your period can
Yeah, anything can
can
happen.
skip the roof.
And you know, she
I
has
also
been through
think that her period
emotional
came late.
Trauma.
distress
So
and all
it would
that.
have skipped the
And
Yes.
she was
period.
crying because
So
she
our
didn't. She was
menstrual
holding
cycle
on
was
to you.
affected. To me, I'm not a
Yeah.
doctor, but I felt
So
like
she
that
didn't
was
even get
Because I
pregnant
feel
at
like
that
if she
point.
was pregnant, I feel like Shonda would have told the story for us to know she was pregnant. Maybe like somewhere, maybe like when she was crying, I think because she cried to her mom or whatever, maybe her mom would have mentioned something or she would have confided in her mom. I don't know. I feel like
That was
scene,
her period.
I feel
That
like
was
that
her
scene would have
period.
locked in that pregnancy part where we would have known that she was actually pregnant or something. But
Yeah, so,
I felt it was her period that came.
Yeah, it
so
was
that
her
means
period.
even,
And can I quickly say
even the
something?
ladies didn't have a child. Yes, please go ahead.
I'm just reading. I'm going through the comment that Faymax said they still communicated in the end. That is what I was waiting for. But a relationship that started on deceit, there can be no room of communication. Even if, because Daphne bared all her emotions at that honeymoon night. And something struck me, when Simon was pleading their case in front of the queen while they should get married. He was sincere. If you look at all those things he said, and I felt that sincerity, he would carry it to the honeymoon night and bear out that, okay, Daphne, this was what happened to me when I was young. Do you know that Daphne had to research on his childhood, asking questions on why these were happening? The girl really did a lot of work for them to be able to heal. If she did not go the extra mile, pretty much sure they will still be at that same level. So communications cannot start on deceit. Both parties have to come bare. Communication became structured when both of them actually knew what was going on. Daphne knew about his childhood and could come in and sort of draw closure that, Simon, you know what? You can't allow the dead to have centerpiece in a relationship. Let the dead rest. We have to decide for ourselves. And that was when their communication started. But from what happened at the marriage to the taking over scene, like you stood over me, you stole my sperm, it cannot happen. There was no way they would communicate because Simon was broken. Simon that could not heal himself will be the one to communicate. Forget about the fact that they got along, they were friends, they had so many things in common. But the relationship was it started on deceit. So it could never have happened. My two thoughts on that.
Look and read this comment. Someone said, "Nah, you can actually steal what belongs to you. He stole from her when he withdrew without her consent. He played on her ignorance of marital affairs, and she stole back from him. Period."
But I don't even think anybody stole from anybody. I don't think he stole from her when
That
he
it
withdrew. I
because
don't
I
think he
think
stole from her when he
we need
withdrew
to
without.
take out the people need to take out the rape part.
No, rape
Like
part.
there was
That
no
rape
rape
part
at
is
all.
even non-existent. But
At
this whole
all.
he stole from her, she stole from him. I don't know. I don't buy into this whole he stole, she stole.
He actually played on her
He played on her
ignorance.
on yeah. She was very naive. She didn't know
Naive.
anything.
She was ignorant of
Know better.
everything
She didn't know better.
at all. At all. Like
Because if they had sat down to discuss and say, okay, well, in this marriage, of course she knew that he didn't want kids, but she just thought he had a health problem or whatever. But if they had sat down to discuss and he said, okay, let's sit down and talk about this. This is how marriage works. If my sperm comes into you, then you get pregnant. I don't want you to get pregnant. So I'm not going to come into you, blah, blah, blah. And then they both agreed, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm fine with that, I'm cool with that. And then she did what she did, and she then I think we can even be having an argument or a conversation and saying, oh, but she knew from the onset. Now why did she, of course, maybe he was obviously carried away and enjoying it, but their husband and wife, they're supposed to look out for each other. She already knew, they had already discussed this. She could have also helped him by coming out or getting him off her or whatever. Then there'll be an argument. But I don't know. I don't buy into this whole he stole, she stole. Nah, man. I don't think so. She was naive, she was deceived. And when she found out the truth, she came there to own it. And she came to use her woman power. Because let me read out my Instagram post about this thing, because I posted a picture of this thing last week Sunday, and I wrote, today is Sunday, so I'm not even going to talk about this thing. Let's just say a woman knows where her power lies. If she decides to use it, you are a gunner. She took charge. Because she knew, she was already enlightened at that point in time, and she just wanted to find things out by herself, for herself,
self.
which
She was just experimenting at that point in time.
which she did. Which she did. Omo, this thing, okay. Oyinko has to go very soon because Shago is watching. Shago says, how can she steal his sperm? Shagun, I tell you, oh, please go and watch. Oh, let's know if you've seen that scene. Let's know what you think. Think about that particular scene because you guys are married for God's sake. Like, yo,
But
yo,
if it happened today, let's say present day 20, no, the series was launched in 2020. Let's say present day 2020, there are some lawyers that this is their area of specialty. They will drag it to the Supreme Court because they will look for some loopholes, for some
there
laws.
would always be loopholes.
They will, yes. But thank God it didn't happen in 2020 because some people would have profited from the lawsuits. Then you just be seeing different sections. There's a section on because guess what?
Even quote
This is
cases.
similar to one doctor. I think there was one doctor that people came to him for insemination and IVF, and he didn't disclose to his client. He was using his sperm. So at the end of the day, he was able to use his sperm for like almost 25 or 30 women. And they felt, yes, so they felt that their kids were from donors, not knowing that it was a man that was the doctor that was donating.
The doctor.
Yeah. So an investigation was done. They did DNA for those kids. They realized that all those kids are having the same blood type and all that. So, and that was how they launched full scale and realized. So they started recalling all the patients. Now, yeah, come on, did you do insemination IVF during this time? There's possibility that it's a doctor that owns the child. And that was how they were able to discover more than 20. He was doing it for years. Wow. I know when they asked him, they said he was helping them fulfill their destiny, or fulfill their dreams.
Destiny fulfiller.
And a lawsuit started. And God, you need to see different things that were coming, loopholes. The doctor too, there was a defense thing that what he did was right. Because he was like, some of the sperm he had, it wasn't working well. I was like, okay, you can give them fresh one. So I think there's a documentary on it on YouTube. I'm going to look for it. I'll send it to you. But it just goes to show that, and I'm glad this conversation is happening. Because apart from the romance side, there's the mental health side. Meaning, like I say, life is not perfect. All the characters in that series, everybody had issues. And that is what I want everybody to take on from what has happened. The series should be a learning curve. Life is not perfect. At every point in time, we all go through stuffs. We might appear happy, smiling, and doing all sorts. But at the end of the day, we should learn to be very, very soft. I'm saying not soft, like kind to ourselves. Yeah,
and
so
kind to others as well.
And others as well, yeah. I have this notion that if you can't help someone or you can't contribute or be impactful to someone's life, don't come on social media. I know there are some people that were commenting that what do you people look for in this Bridgerton? What is not so sweet? I've been deleting a lot of comments. I don't tolerate cyberbullying. No, in 2020 I didn't tolerate it. Not in 2021. People are going through tough period. If Bridgerton makes you happy, so be it. If you dress up and look good online, so be it. If you come online dancing, so be it. People should stop. Some people have been commenting saying what was so special about Bridgerton. If you cannot understand British drama or British history, it's not anyone's fault. But don't come and be passing and making some stupid, silly comments on people's pages. Everybody has their area of interest. If you don't have any nice comments, please waka pass. I hope, and I want to implore everybody, encourage everybody in the comment section as well. Don't even tolerate cyberbullying in 2021. If you put up something and people make up silly comments, delete it straight. Don't allow anybody rent space.
Delete and block.
Don't allow anybody rent space in your head. If it's not positive or impactful, let them move away. Because people are going through a lot. And Bridgerton has really helped me personally.
Me too.
And it's so funny.
Me too. Me three.
It's brought up a lot of conversation. So many people that I don't even know online. We call ourselves team of duchesses. They tag me on stuffs. Some of them have been having conversations about cyberbullying. I've been hearing so many things that, they've been going through a lot, but Bridgerton came as a distraction and was able to cool things down for them. And we have to be kind to ourselves. So many, and I always tell Ariyike that when people come online and make silly comments, I usually call it that person is going through mental health issues. Yes. Because if you're not going through mental health issues, you wake up, carry your phone, and come and make silly comments on someone's post or page. So I don't take it personal. I just delete it straight.
Because people, it's not about
many are working. It's not about that. It's not about me. It's about them.
Yeah, it's about what they are going through. So they're just
So
projecting.
they're just projecting on you. So do not allow them rent that space. You delete straight. So if you don't have time, I always tell somebody that the worst thing you can do is engage in argument online with someone. Time is precious. People have mental health issues,
And
but they don't
the
know.
truth of the matter is that there is a lot to learn from this Bridgerton. People just tend to, they feel that, those that watched it, yeah, we watched it for a particular reason, but there are a lot to learn from it. Me, I learned it when I talk to my friend, like, there's no day that passes that I don't send her a post or tag her to a Bridgerton post and all that. We talk about it on phone, and like, it gives us this relief. Like, you just laugh when you see Duke, you smile, you see Daphne. We talk about any interview that passes. Like, if I click on my Explorer now, is the Duke and the Duchess. Like, you just been seeing Bridgerton post. You get like, I learned a lot from the movie. Like, even I watched it with my husband. Like, I watched it first, and then we started it, and I finished it because he's the person that watches one episode every day or two every day. Me, I like watching it few like until I am done. I watched it in a space of 24 hours. And then when he started watching it, I joined him. And he even knows, like, he calls the Duke my boyfriend. He says, you're watching your boyfriend. I say, yes. He just be laughing. Like, I'm like, yeah, I love him. Like, not like I don't love you. I love you. But, we all have somebody that this is a movie that is trending and is actually trending for the right reason. So if you haven't watched it and you're in the comment section, you can go watch it. Just make yourself happy.
O'Shea
2021, no,
Bridgerton
self-care and
ambassador.
mental health. Your mental health
O'Shea
is
ambassador.
is
Bridgerton
key.
ambassador.
I wish they would pay me. Oh, let me.
In fact, somebody
Yeah,
messaged me today and said, Lady Ariyike, I hope they are paying you for this Bridgerton program.
I want Leda will do highlights. We'll tag Shonda Rhimes there. After lockdown, this woman must invite us for the
We have to
Yes,
go for
so
we have to
general
go
opening.
for the party
Emotions Doctor is
with
in the US,
singer.
Abi. Be
We'll be
ready
like,
to balejo. We
we'll
dey
just be like,
come.
I'm
We are
not
coming.
oh.
the African
Party are
duchesses
bad.
have landed. Hey.
After this lockdown, we are coming. Wherever Hollywood is
Have
hosting.
even said after this lockdown, any event I'm attending in this Canada, I'm going to go dressed like a duchess. In fact, I'm going to order some crowns from Africa, like all these African crowns.
Mm-hmm.
So anywhere I
Mm-hmm.
land, I must come correct. Let people see me, let them just say, Your Grace.
Oh wow.
So
Oh
you guys,
wow.
okay. So because Oyinkan is so far away, and I know she would have to log off very soon. She's in Nigeria. Oyinkan, let's quickly talk about Eloise, and then you can round up and you can leave if you want to, because Miriam and Purity, they are on this time zone. Purity is in America.
She's
Miriam is here in
Purity in
Canada.
America. I thought she was in America, because I saw the Yale thing at the back. As I confused
I'm
it.
presently in Lagos,
Okay.
She's presently in Lagos, but she's the Duchess of
Is
Texas.
it Texas? Okay.
Duchess of Texas, but currently
We are coming. We are coming.
in Lagos.
Truthfully, let me make a declaration. I'm not sure if I paid attention to the
Eloise.
Duchess's sister, yes, Eloise. Because I think for me was just like you analyzed the first 3 episodes. I was just wondering what it was about, even though I liked the British drama. I think for me it was, where is the action here? I just need to know what the storyline is. So it started making sense from about the fifth episode, and then the first time I was done watching Bridgerton, I had some level of unrest in me, and it was the fact that I felt, why do I always have to, like, yeah, why does it always have to be the lady is killing the guy, or the lady has to go through some level of pain and sacrifice?
Long suffering.
Yeah, it just looks like the normal traditional story. One girl has to lay down her life for one guy to get his life back, and then happily ever after now starts. And I'm like, why does black love have to start with pain? Like, why can't it just start in a very wholesome, and all of that. Yeah, that was my first, interpretation as a psychologist. I'm like, I'm just done with this story, whatever. That's as a professional. But as a romantic, I just felt the guy is very good looking with his pink lips. Is what any random lady, anybody would rule over. So he's the kind of guy you want to see in your dream, you fantasize to be with. And then he's a gentleman. So he knows how to use his voice. He knows how to use his words. He touches in the right places, and then even when they needed to have sex, it looks like he was not taking permission, but he was just, letting her know as the process was advancing. So I think when I saw the professional, when I interpreted professionally first, I then interpreted as, what, it's a movie on Netflix. It's not that deep. Just watch the movie and move on. You don't have to analyze it. Yes. So all the other human beings that they added, I didn't pay attention to them. They don't have pink lips. They don't have the chest I'm looking for. They're not giving me the vibes I need.
And they didn't do the spoon scene.
Yeah, they didn't give me the effect that the Duke of Hastings gave me. I know we're in a pandemic,
This
so I can't be suffering.
that spoon scene.
eh, I can't be suffering and all of those things. So I just focused on the guy who gave me joy. So I'll hand over Eloise to the Eloise family.
Yeah, so Eloise, so why I even wanted to talk about Eloise, because
Mm.
Eloise was very different from all the other ladies there. Because I paid attention to all the characters.
Mm.
And no, Etiquette, if I say is what about Penny? Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about Lady
Pen.
Whistle Down. Yeah, we're going to talk about her later. But I wanted us quickly talk about Eloise, just because I know Inko is going to leave soon. And I wanted us to come from that angle of, how in a family, there's a certain way they want everybody to be. And, the Bridgertons, very upright, there was a way that they wanted their girls to be and their boys to be. And Eloise she didn't fit in. She was a very different person. And you could tell she wanted to go to school. She wanted to, she wasn't about that life of, okay, they are packaging me for one man. That's what for her, it was a case of there's more to life than this nonsense. So she was more like a modern girl living in the olden days. So she didn't fit in because the things that she was interested in were weird to the girls in that era, because they all wanted to just look good and be ready for marriage and just get ready for somebody to come and marry them off. And to her, it was just a case of, you people, is this all you see? Is this all you want for yourselves? Like, you don't even want to think, you don't even want to, go to school. So her mind, I loved her character, and I love the fact that they actually put that character, because her mind, her brain was constantly working. She was the investigator. She wanted to know who, Lady Whistledown was. She was very what's the word? She was very there's a word that I'm trying
Inquisitive.
Inquisitive. She was asking questions, which was very rare for that time. Nobody was asking questions. Who are you to ask questions?
Just remember, she didn't ask questions on how babies are made.
Go to the Modis, get a pretty gown, and just show up. That was all they were doing. They were just showing up, and they all wanted to get married. But she was very different. So I would love to see more of her in, the next Bridgerton series. I want to see more of Eloise, and I want to hear her speak more, because out of all the ladies there, she was the most intelligent out of all of them. So even the one of was Daphne not even knowing about, sex, all of that. I feel that, and Eloise, if she was closer to her sister, she would have been the sister to Daphne. Making this thing, now as the day go be this, because she seemed like she wanted to be street smart. She wanted to know what was happening, She would have been that sister who would have told her sister that, this is your wedding night. So are you ready? Because do you even remember when Daphne's mom was saying, oh, how many night dresses will she take? 5 night dresses. And Daphne was like, oh, that's too much. What do I need 5 for? You know, should have been that sister that have been like, on your wedding night, so this is what you're going to wear. This is how you're going to do it. You know, even if she hadn't experienced it, but she would have asked questions and gotten answers to know the answers to a lot of things. So I would really love to see, more of her. And that's why I was asking, what you felt about her character, because it was nice that they put that character there, because if they didn't, everyone would have just been the same.
Right.
All of them would have just been, all of them shall just like, uh, uh,
Eloise is in every family.
there's always that
Eloise
different person.
and most of the times is always the second daughters that behave that way. Like
It's always
they
your
just
second
want to.
daughters.
Yes, the second
Me, I'm the
daughters.
second daughter, eh?
Yeah, because
But I still
now
think I'm a Daphne.
Daphne can't be like Eloise because Daphne is there to set the example.
And do you remember there was the scene where, sorry to interrupt you, Purity. That scene towards the end where Daphne was hosting her own ball, where Eloise went to thank her and said, thanks for being the perfect sister so that I don't have to be. Because all the
Exactly.
pressure. So it was almost like, okay, the Bridgertons already have that star daughter. That's Daphne, So Daphne had sort of done all the work for all the daughters because she was the perfect daughter in quotes. So yes, keep going.
Eloise, I love her inquisitive, lifestyle. She just wants to know. She's all about, going to her studies, that her book, reading, blah blah blah, doing all that. I just knew that yes, in every family there is this one person like that. It's always different, and that was where Eloise came from. Because even if not that her mom started, even when they were wearing had the what's that thing they call it again?
What?
The inner wear. That's when they were the mom was trying to dress her, to be presented. Also, when Daphne left, she was like, she just didn't want all that. Like,
She wasn't even comfortable
at all. And I know. Anyway, let's see the next season.
And can I say that the first time I heard them mention university was from Eloise. She mentioned to Penelope that she's dreaming of going to the university. Yeah. I know it struck me very hard that we should be very grateful for the era that we've been born in, because so many people were not fortunate. Imagine, university looks like a prized possession that she really has to, like, it's not something, it's not a matter of choice for her. So she has to, like, convince, I'm pretty sure maybe her brother, the head of the family, to allow her go to the university.
Anthony.
Anthony, yeah. I know how that one behaves. Like he's a he's a typical
of like a soldier. That was like a soldier, shoot on sight.
A general that wow. Mentally it is not okay
at all.
All the Bridgerton boys.
I'm telling you, there was something. Someone said something. She said Eloise was finding it hard to confirm if she could get her hands on a pair of pants and flannel shirt, or more she don't come out. Like if not that, that name, the Bridgerton, was just, if she didn't even care, she was doing her own thing. Remember when she was smoking and the brother saw her?
Yeah. And he joined her. I was like, and the brother joined her.
I think Daphne is the only good
Let me just join her.
And can I say something? Eloise's case, it played out in because I've done extensive research in British history. It's only PhD waiting for me. So during the era of Margaret Thatcher, if you guys, I don't know if you guys watch documentaries. I've gone so much in British documentaries, from the first King of England to present day monarchy. So during Margaret Thatcher's reign as the Prime Minister of England, she had issues. So Margaret Thatcher was the Eloise of that time. Queen Elizabeth was the Daphne Penelope. Margaret Thatcher had issues with Queen Elizabeth, the present monarch, because the Queen is not learned. She was only schooled by Oxford tutors inside Buckingham Palace. Margaret Thatcher went to Oxford. So Margaret Thatcher could not conform to a lot of royal duties that a lot of prime ministers are supposed to conform to whenever they take position. So Eloise's character reminded me so much of Margaret Thatcher and some decisions she took. I don't know if people have time. I would like you to watch some documentaries when Margaret Thatcher and Queen Elizabeth, they had issues. Because there was even a time Margaret Thatcher was like ruling a country does not involve wearing ball gowns and putting up a tiara. Yes.
More like
there was power play. So, and that's why I said that Bridgerton for me is not about Simon. I went deep into history.
Oh no, there's a lot. There's so much.
There's a lot to learn.
A lot, yeah.
There's a lot to learn from that.
But learning while watching.
The romance was kind of like the icing on the cake, because all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So
because when I come across some pictures or pages about Bridgerton, I keep reading comments. You find out that there are a lot people learned from that, series, and you just read and learn from there also. Just like we talked about, parents trying to teach their girl child, tell them what sex is all about now they are growing, so that when they get to that level, they won't be deceived or, be, pushed into something that they don't know about. So I love Eloise.
And also, I don't know if anybody has watched The Crown. Somebody is asking me about the documentary. If you don't even need to go into documentary, they just uploaded Margaret Thatcher's part with Queen Elizabeth. It's on Netflix too, The Crown.
Yeah,
so they can watch the
on
series.
My list. I'm
yes,
going to watch
series.
It.
Yeah, they could watch the episode that Margaret Thatcher featured with the Queen, the power play that that scene. No, you will really understand what really happened, because let me tell you, till now in England, there's still the royal power play. They have caucus, whereby girls in the royal family are they are pushing them, like you can't just marry anyhow. There are rules.
You can't marry anybody like that.
Yeah, and that's why Meghan Markle came in and she received that backlash.
Yes.
So Bridgerton is still playing in present day England, only that it's just stylishly under the cover. But what goes on behind the scene, you will be shocked. What I even heard was that some members of, they still have the Ton. Some members of the Ton are not happy with the way Shonda Rhimes used Simon, a black character, to portray the Duke. Some members of the British Ton are not happy with the way a lot of black characters were put into royalty, which wasn't supposed to be.
You see?
But guess what? We like it like that.
Black Lives Matter.
Exactly.
We thank God. Okay. We thank God, though. If I say what I'm about to say now, you people might just shut down this live. Let me just be quiet. Let me read some comments. Okay, so Etiquette says Eloise took no pleasure in attending balls and other social events. Instead, chose to focus on her studies. Pearl says Eloise is the 21st century feminist who happened to be born in an era of male dominance. Exactly. Yeah, and I'm really glad that they put that character in. So Fumi, I think Fumi had mentioned something about us. Yeah, Fumi Ayawale says 2 hours on this Bridgerton matter. Now, wow, Fumi, we're still here.
This teamy session. I've never
Just call me. Kara is here. Hey, Kara. How you doing? Kara says blazing her own trail. Hey, I don't know. She must have been saying that.
Trying to say she's whip smart, brazen, and rebellious.
Okay. Eloise. Okay, yeah. Because I wasn't sure which character. So yeah, my comments are plenty. Oopsie.
No, it's just I'm going forward. Funny enough, it took Bridgerton for all of us to come together. There's been so many series. But I guess because, like I said, they've never used a black man to portray a lead royalty role. There's
Mm-hmm.
Downton Abbey, there's Outlander, so many British dramas. But because it's always been the white guys, so nobody really fancies. So, but everybody can relate to Bridgerton because everybody sees Simon, like all the characters, especially the black characters, we see ourselves. For the first time, we're seeing people of our own skin tone being portrayed in lead characters for royalty.
Mm-hmm.
I was so impressed, looking at all those guys wearing all this the attire for the lords. It's
It's
it,
empowering.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
And see, and the marketing aspect, that's another thing, for Bridgerton, because there's been a lot of predictions on it, and I'm so happy for Shonda Rhimes. And it brings me to to that saying when they say consistency is key. Simon has been doing this for so long. It took
Mm.
Bridgerton to bring into the limelight. So Lady Ariyike has been sending me so many content of where he was an extra in Harry Potter, and he was looking lost in
The
some of those
people,
rooms.
He didn't even look
exactly.
like himself.
But when hard
He
work
looked like the
pays off,
Simon with the beard.
yes, yes, and that's been the story of Shonda Rhimes too, because this is a personal thing for Shonda Rhimes. She had issues with the ABC network on this Bridgerton series. They were the ones that were supposed to fund the series till she had to pitch it to Netflix, and Netflix grabbed her with open arms. And look at it
Wow.
today. Netflix is getting subscribers by the traction. As people are mentioning Bridgerton, people are going to subscribe to Netflix. I can't even imagine if they put it in numbers, the amount of millions they've raked in because of this
They say
series,
as of last week, they said 63 million
and it's growing.
families. Or
It's
yes,
growing. It's growing. So it's been watched all over. There's Bridgerton, Portugal, Spanish, name any language. They all have fan page on Instagram.
mm-hmm.
I'm just happy for the person that will be selling their merchandise, because that's another money making machine thing on its own. So it's this is a win for all of us in the Black community, meaning things are happening and things can happen.
Are
It's just
changing.
yes, yeah,
The
things are
nation is changing.
yes. We need more content like this. It's not all about Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio every time. And there's so many Simons out there that are waiting to be discovered.
Yeah.
We're just praying that they all get their, like, they bring them out. So people like Shonda Rhimes are very key. And that's why, when people say, are they paying you? I said, anything for Shonda Rhimes, I'm in. She doesn't need to pay me. I see her as a sister. She doesn't need to know me. I will support her content.
Miriam,
I know what she's doing. I know
yeah,
what she did. I know what she did during Scandal. I know how Kerry Washington's life changed. I know how Viola Davis' life changed. Just go research all the lead characters she portrays. Their life never remains the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's showing up.
Elevation is always
It's always very,
they
very
go from
powerful.
whatever list to a list immediately. They
No,
just spring up. They
no,
spring
that's
up. Okay. So I know Oyinkan has to leave. We were still going to be here for a few more minutes because we still have 23 people watching us right now. Oyinkan, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you taking out time because I know you have loads of meetings to attend to today in Nigeria, but we're still in yesterday in Canada. So your today is our yesterday. So you guys are like you guys are 6 hours ahead. Well, the phone no enter. So Inko, thank you so much. I really appreciate your input, everything that you have said. Thank you. I like the fact that you brought balance to this conversation, and I'm happy that you took out time to be here, even though I know you had to stay up all through the night to be here. So thank you so so much. But before you leave, do you have anything else that you want to say? Something for people to take away from all of this, or just anything. Final words. For tonight.
Okay, quite truthfully, I think this is going to be like a little painful, but let's just be very real. So there's the romantic and the beauty and the love and the ever after, happily ever after. But let's remember that it's just on Netflix. If you put this in real life, that gentleman is a good but a broken man. And then when someone is broken, they seek help. Brokenness does not mean that you discard or they are not good enough, or they are not useful. It just means that they need to be attended to. So in real life, the Duke of Hastings, quite truthfully, shouldn't have gotten married. He should have gotten therapy. He needed therapy, not marriage, because the lady had to do too much work. She had to research. So put yourself in real life. She would have been asking people questions and a lot of other things. And the fact that she had to expose herself to a lot of things just because she wanted to get across to him. In real life, that's a lot of work. So what we saw compressed in 8 episodes can be somebody's 20-year experience, can be somebody's 15 years experience, yes. And nobody really should be responsible for anybody's pain. And we have all gone through issues. So whether no matter the gender, it is just very kind that when you notice that you have an issue that you need to deal with, whether from your upbringing or your parents or anything, please seek therapy. It's okay to have Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and a therapist. It's okay to have Jesus and a therapist. It's okay to see a therapist, and nothing has to be wrong to see a therapist. But it will be unkind if somebody has to deal with all of these issues just because you were broken or you had issues when you were young. I understand what it is not to have a father or be raised by one, but I would not want my husband to experience that. I won't hold him responsible for my pain. I won't hold him responsible for my father's absenteeism. I will not be vindictive. I will not be bitter. I won't hold him responsible for those things. So life is beautiful. Netflix, it's romance, it's happily ever after. We can drool, we can be Dorchesters, but in real world, this will be a lot of pain. And after 18 years experience as a therapist, psychologist, coach, and a spiritual leader, this is the basic truth. So I still love the Duke, but will I marry the Duke in his state? Absolutely not. Instead, I will convert his Valentine gift to a therapy session. I'll just pay for therapy session for him. He was happy. My darling. Like, I love you, but man, this is going to be work. And then let somebody to, I will convert his therapy, his Valentine gift to therapy. And then we can be buying gifts later on. But at this time, we just need to fix up some things. And in fixing the things, it's not that um, you are broken, but you are not beyond repair. So yes, he deserves to be loved, but when the emotional cost of a relationship is too much, then it's unkind on the other person. When it looks like what I'm doing to be in love with you is too much for my soul, I'm not getting the same thing back. Because look at it from episode 1 to about 6. The girl was in labor, emotional labor. Her life actually began around episode 7. And even to the end of episode 7, she was still in labor. The beauty was episode 8. So break that down into years. She would have almost died, before. And nobody deserves to be anybody's sacrifice because we all have our pain. So we cannot we can't keep this narrative of you have to suffer before you get love. You have to sacrifice before you get love. Love does not have to be painful. Love can be very wholesome. Love can be beautiful. So all of us should do with ourselves. We should ask ourselves questions: where do I need help and who can help me? Which is the reality. So that young people don't just get married to people and say that, oh, I will change the person.
Oh, I will
Daphne,
help him. I want to help
yeah,
him.
I want to help him, I want to change him, I want to influence him. You are not a savior. You are not a savior. You don't have the messianic complex, and it is not your responsibility in life to change somebody else's child. Your responsibility is to love the child, love the man, and be loved in return. It's just not to even love. You must feel loved. So if there's no balance of power, somebody will be emotionally deficient. So while we are drilling on the pink slips, we need to chook this sense. I come in peace.
No, I totally agree with you. The Duke of Hastings is good eye candy, definitely.
Mm.
Watch him on TV, like what they are doing together, but just love him from a love him from a distance. Those people will be writing goals, though, that God should give them their own Duke of Hastings.
I'm telling
Don't
you.
pray to have a Duke of Hastings. Oh.
Like that has
Hey,
all those
a
attributes
Duke
that
of
he
Hastings,
displayed
like
there.
the Duke of Hastings, is a lot of work.
It's a
But
lot of
when
work.
you
Yeah,
do the
that's
work
true.
that Daphne did, hey, and I also want to add something to what you said. I mean, I totally agree with you, but I also want to come from the angle of the way things were back then.
Mm.
It's so easy to say, oh, they shouldn't have gotten married or whatever. He also married her to save her face because
Mm-hmm.
they had been seen. So if he didn't marry her, her market value would have just dropped. They would have just given her out to somebody that
Mm.
just come and carry this our sister. They've thought she has been touched, she has been kissed. Because to them even
And
to them,
and that was why Anthony was angry
yeah,
because he knew what was.
to them a kiss was already deflowering. Like he
Mm.
was
Yes,
already deflowered. Left to them, she was already disvirgined because Simon had already kissed her. And that was also one of the, because some people are like, oh, somebody actually even put a comment on my page and the person said she forced him into marriage. Why did she force him? When they were in that garden, they both want what happened between them. Nobody forced. She wanted it, he wanted it.
the chemistry
The
was
chemistry,
there.
they were burning for each other from that second. They both wanted it.
From a distance.
So, she didn't force him. They both wanted it. They just didn't know. They didn't know they wanted it, but they wanted it. But yeah.
Just that they started on a deceit level. That's why it was hard for
But
them to communicate.
even then, from the minute she bumped into him, there was chemistry. Even
Yes,
when they were saying all that rubbish, to each other, it was glaring. It was glaring that, there was something, even though it wasn't full blown, but there was something. There was an attraction. There was an attraction.
because when he left and she went with her brother, they both turned
They both
and
turned and
looked
looked
at
back.
each other like,
Like, who's
who
that
is
guy?
that
Who's
guy?
that
Because
babe?
this one is a potential bachelor. This one is a bachelor. This one is she's also a spinster or whatever. So they ready to get married. So she saw him like in her head. She's like, oh, that
Who's that
dude, but
guy? Yeah.
and he did the same thing too. And
I think it was
one
like,
thing
who's
I
that babe?
love,
I didn't know my friend had a fine sister like this. Mhm.
I love how the brother carried her also. Like, I know he didn't play his part so well for her, but he tried in such a way that he knew who the Duke was, like his lifestyle and everything. That's why he just didn't want that relationship to hold at all. Like,
The brother didn't
come
want
on.
her to be with anybody. He was too protective. If we're even
Omo,
if we're going to talk about that Anthony now, Steph, that one is another 2 hours. But
that
Oyinkan has
guy.
to leave. Oyinkan, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming here. Thank you. And I would love to have you back here again.
Thank you.
So hopefully when you
Okay,
Have a
thank
good
you.
day,
when you come back to
Lady
Texas,
Beauty. Nice
when you go
meeting
back
you.
to
Thank you.
Texas, we'll have you back.
Very well.
And
Thank
we'll be
you.
on the same time
No,
zone.
we even need her. We need
Yeah,
the
we do.
emotions doctor. Hey, it's a tough period right now. People are going through
I'm
tough
telling
period.
you.
Every day we wake up, we don't even know what to expect in the world again. So really, we really need you. Please, I'm
Thank
even
you.
begging a lot of people that are into mindfulness and mental health. This is the time to churn out a lot of content, healing content that people can
Mhm.
relate to. Yeah, that can speak to people. It's really tough right now. Yeah, we really appreciate what
Thank you.
you guys are doing. It's COVID has even made it. I didn't even know there were so many people in our community that were into all this until I got to know about so many of them on social media. I've been to your page as well, And I'm so grateful with all those content you churned out about emotions and
Thank
mental
you
health.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Alrighty.
Thank you
Enjoy.
for the
My
emotions
fellow
doctor.
Okay.
daughters. See
Wait,
ya.
wait. So how can people connect with you? People who are watching right now.
Okay, so they can hook up with me on Instagram at Emotions Doctor. My website is oyinkonsolaalabi.com. So Instagram, Emotions Doctor. My website is oyinkonsolaalabi.com. My Twitter is also Emotions Doctor. So everywhere, if you Google Emotions Doctor, you will just see my handles. And then my full names
Yeah.
are
I
everywhere. Oyinkonsolaalabi.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
My duty. Thank you so much, Arike. And my fellow daughters, have a
Thank you,
beautiful day.
Duchess. Good morning.
Have a
Good night.
great week.
Good
Thank
morning.
you.
Good night.
Bye.
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 Okay. So my other two duchesses. This duchess life is sweet. Oh,
I
Ah.
swear. I know the thing is, as we're talking, I'm watching it on TV. So I'm replaying some scenes just to,
Oh,
like I said,
really?
there's so much to be learned. The
I
times
rewatched
I
it
go
last
into it,
night.
Simon is not even a distraction because hey, I seen, this girl don't see character, a character don't fool. Simon is not even oh shit. We started Netflix, I just Netflix in it. So when
Like I started
they're
watching it
shareholder.
again yesterday, and I got to
yeah,
realize the connection between Penelope and Colin.
Colin Bridgerton.
there's
Yes.
even a novel about them. There's a novel about them written by Julia Quinn. If you get the book at the back, she talks about all the other series. So
So
it's a
they have
long
their
yeah, they have their own storyline as well. Yeah.
Wow. I think they should, produce it too. Let's
I
keep.
see Shonda Rhimes, this woman, the way she's
yeah,
going. I know
I
the
think she's
Emmys
going
are
to be
coming up.
I
There's
think she's
Emmy
going to
buzz.
be producing like the other series as well.
Yes. No,
The
things
other Bridgerton series. Because
in
there are
the
eight
next
Bridgerton. There are eight
yeah.
Bridgerton children, and each of them has a story.
Yeah. I think when I started watching that the show series again, I saw a girl. I can't remember her name. I don't know if that one is the second daughter or the third daughter. But at the tail end, I didn't see her again.
The one that went to school. The one that went
Francesca. That's Francesca.
Okay, she went to school. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
she went to school.
Francesca.
Francesca
Yeah.
went to school.
Yeah.
That's true. That's her name. Like doesn't even ring a
So that
bell,
one too
right?
will have her own story. I think Anthony's story is going to be very interesting as
Interesting. Like I'm looking forward to
yeah, I'm looking
Anthony's
forward to
story.
Anthony's own because I feel like, he was under so much pressure being the, firstborn. He he would almost be like a Prince William, who,
Mm,
you know,
had so much
yeah,
responsibility.
who's been born with this big title hanging over his head. So he would have to live his life differently, because the second brother, when he went to that artist studio, where that
Mm-hmm.
one said, second borns get to have the most fun
Mm,
because the firstborns are the ones who are being watched, and they're the ones who they are grooming to take after their fathers. So when the Viscount died, of course, Anthony became took after his father's title. So there's the way Anthony was brought up was definitely not the way the other three Bridgerton brothers, the older ones and then even the little one, they were brought up very, very differently. So I would love to see how he was brought up because even Simon made a statement where I think one of their fights where he said, where Anthony took a jab at him and he said
mm,
something like, "Oh, you made it look painful." Like he made being the firstborn male child look painful. So maybe he was talking about school days when they were
mm,
at Oxford and the things that Anthony portrayed or how he lived his life, to show that
Mhm.
this life that I'm living, they're coaching me to become this, and I have to live my life a certain way. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to and a lot to learn from the one that we've seen and even the ones that are coming. So let's quickly talk about Let it whistle down. I was shocked.
Me
I was
too.
I never thought it would be Penelope. Never.
At all.
Never. Initially, I thought it would be Lady Danbury. But then I now thought about it. I was like, Lady Danbury she's too outspoken. She's a no-nonsense mama that
To be
she
behind
can say it
the
as it is.
letters or news or something.
Eh?
I mean, she's too outspoken to be behind a written something.
She will put her face to her voice.
I love
You know,
how
as
she trained Duke, like how she carried him, how she accepted him, like how she just
How she
showed him
turned his
love.
life around. Because his life
Exactly,
would have
like
taken a different toll. He could have committed
exactly.
suicide along the way, having nobody. Because his father, with what he went through, he went through a lot of trauma. Because
A
even when he
lot.
was born, his mom died, and his father was more interested in having that male son to take over, that he didn't even realize that he didn't even care. They didn't even show his emotions after his wife, after Simon's mom died. There was no emotion of, oh, he has gained a
He
son but
didn't
lost his
care.
wife.
He
Nothing
didn't care.
was shown because the producers didn't show us that part because they wanted us to understand that there was no emotion.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even he didn't even feel the loss of his wife. It was just a case of, okay, now he has a son. That's what he has always wanted. He has gained a child. He gained a child, but lost the mom. So Simon went through so much, and then
He
he was
did.
stuttering. He couldn't talk. So his father didn't love him because his father wanted a perfect child, and he didn't have a perfect child. So he didn't even want to see him because he couldn't stand.
He didn't wait to have that perfect child.
Yeah, he wanted to have that perfect child from the onset. So when he saw that the guy was stammering, he couldn't speak properly as a child, he was almost like, what is this? How can I have waited to have a male child to take over? And then this is what I got. What is this? This child is not complete. This child should get out.
There's something I didn't understand. Because the way he was saying he wanted to have a male child made me, think that okay, she has been giving birth to female children.
No, she didn't have any kids.
Yeah, it was later on that I understood that she didn't even have any child at all, because I was waiting to see if one girl would just come up and say, Simon will say this is my sister or blah blah blah. She didn't even have any at all. Maybe she's been trying to get pregnant all the while and she couldn't. Then later on she took in and finally gave birth to Simon. So I was
okay.
thinking he had sisters, but later on I got to understand that no, there was no other person. He's just the only child. Like, he really saw hell. And the part that really touched me was when, that time he grew up a little bit, that Lady Danbury brought him back to the father, and he was trying to say, I've been right. The way he said, did you see my letters? Like, did you give my letters? Like, oh my gosh. And the father said, insulted him, said he's dead to
Very
him.
useless man.
I felt for him.
I cried though.
I felt
Yeah.
for him. And that was why when he made that decision, saying, since you want that your lineage to continue, it's going to end where I am. I understand where he was coming from, but the fact that you're now married, although that marriage came some
Yeah.
By
sudden,
the way,
yes,
yeah.
it came somehow. He wasn't so prepared. But because he loved the girl and she loved him, he just didn't want to bring shame to her. And she herself doesn't want to bring shame to her family also. And she, they just had to marry. But talking about what he faced, I really understand that, despite the fact that Lady Danbury tried as much as possible. I know she would be wondering how, in her head, I feel maybe she even knew that Simon was faking it or something. But later, while watching, she knew, she didn't know at all. She doesn't even have a clue. In her head, she's like, "Oh my God, thank God I've gotten this guy finally!" Like the wait and the whole years of trying to train him and trying to get him to love somebody is over. Basically, that first ball, that ball was for him to find a
Yep.
wife.
Yep.
Wow. So what I even wanted to say, the about the male line thing that the Duke's father was very particular about. It still played center stage recently. For, please forgive me. I usually like going into history because Bridgerton is being like it's things I've known about. So to watch it being played out in the series, it's kind of like it gives me a closure. So I think Lady Ariyike mentioned Chris William. So at the time Kate Middleton wanted to give birth, the law in place was if that first child was a girl, that child cannot become the future monarch of England. They would wait for Kate to have another sex, maybe a boy. So they had to argue over it, and it became a sort of the queen became troubled, and they had to sign a law that henceforth any child any future monarch has, whether a boy or a girl, will take on the title. And the Duke's father was so particular about the title that he did not care whether the pain, because I can't imagine what the Duke's mom would have gone through while trying to get pregnant. I remember the housekeeper was saying that it couldn't even have been her fault. That there are times, when she was talking about the seed, that everybody is always saying is the woman.
The
What about if the
woman.
seed was not maybe ripe enough
Yep.
from so that thing, and it's also something happening right now that women are always blamed for so many things. We go through a lot. If something is not functioning well, it's a woman, especially when it comes to having a child. And so there's so many things in that series that we really have to try and take out and play the scene in the present day. What is happening, like a learning curve. And the truth is, once somebody is broken, like the emotions doctor was saying, that if the present day, if you see a man like the Duke, me, I will run. I'll carry my,
Exactly.
I'll remove my, is it Puma sneakers? I be Nike. I will remove it. Mama Saere, because everybody has baggage. I can't join my own baggage. And at least you must, nobody is perfect, but at least I cannot suffer.
Meet me in the middle. Let's meet in the middle.
In the middle.
Because the one I'm carrying on my head is plenty.
It's plenty.
Where do I want to drop my own?
That's the issue. So please let me take my laptop charger. The laptop is going off very soon.
Don't let it go off. Oh.
Yeah,
So yeah, infertility is something that is not discussed enough, and women are always blamed. You see a couple, they're trying for kids, and the in-laws are on the woman's case, saying the woman is barren or whatever, and they don't even know if it's their own son that has low sperm count, or he's the one that has the issues that needs to go get checked. And a lot of men never even see themselves as the problem. A lot guys don't even would like to get checked. Couples that have fertility issues, is always the woman that is going to the hospital. She's the one going for checkups. She's the one, doing different fertility tests. Most times, the men always assume that they are complete, and they never even want to sit down and have that moment where they check themselves and say, okay, let me be the one to go to the hospital and check myself. And as a woman, who are you to now tell your husband to go and check himself or whatever? It's a problem. These are things that even if your in-laws hear about, they are more like taboos, even in this present age, because who are you to say your husband is the one that has the problem? It's the woman that has the problem now. It's always the woman. And it's such a shame, because these things have to change. They need to change. If a couple is having fertility issues, husband and wife need to go and get checked. Let's know where this thing is coming from, because a woman who her eggs are complete and has no issue, for the couple, they're going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and they would get no results. if it's the man that has low sperm count. So
Another thing I want us to remember is that the Duke's father wanted a child at all costs, even if it means the Duke's mother paying with her life, which she eventually did. And this story made me remember Gabrielle Union. You know, she was open about the struggles she had with having a child and doing so much IVFs. At a point, the doctor told her that you can't try this anymore. This is going to trigger like an heart attack or something. You have to go through surrogacy. I know they were so open about it. Dwayne supported that all the way. Whenever I see them, I just pray. I pray. They are a very fine example of, you know, this life. Life is very simple. And they were so open about it. I know because of them being open, a lot of couples were able to go into surrogacy. And then because the point was that if Gabriel insisted I had to have a biological child by all means, the doctors were like, you might have to pay for your life. You might have to use your life to get that child out. But you don't have to pay for your life. Because what's the essence of having a child and you can't live to enjoy taking care of that child? So the Duke's father was ready at all costs that the Hastings line must continue, and you're going to produce the heir
by fire, by force.
Yep.
Which
Can I say something? Can I quickly say something? Now, me, I don't know, maybe because I'm a creative and because I write a lot and you know my mind just wanders a lot and I imagine a lot of things. After I watched Bridgerton, let me tell you one of the things that I thought about from that whole line of, you know, the Duke wanted a male child at all costs. You know what I thought to myself? I thought to myself, what if Simon is not even the Duke's son? What if his mom got pregnant? What if there's another story to this story? What if because his father wanted a male child at all costs, his mom had an affair with whoever just to have a child? I thought about that as well. Because, you know, there are a lot of kids who don't belong to their
DNA saga. The DNA.
I don't want to call names. I don't want my video taken down on YouTube. But you know, there's so many stories of women who, let's not even talk about these popular ones that you know we've heard about in recent times. But there's so many stories of women who, you know, their husbands wanted kids and they knew that their husbands could not father children. And they went outside to do what they needed to do, and they brought the pregnancies home. And you know, to some, how do you judge? So see, me, I don't judge people. Oh, I don't judge anybody because if you don't walk in someone's shoes, you don't know how that shoe pains. You don't know how it hurts. Now, how do you judge a woman who, in quotes, she's trying to protect her husband because she knows her husband cannot produce a child, and she goes outside and she does what she needs to do and brings that child home, and they are married 20 years, 30 years, whatever, and the guy goes to his grave not even knowing the truth. There are so many stories like that, so many. And that's why they say a woman's heart is deeper than the ocean. A woman's heart has so many secrets because see, a man, 10 men can lay claim to a child, but in a woman's heart of hearts, she knows the father of that child.
Yeah.
She knows. She's the only person that knows. That's why 10 men can claim a child, but a woman can be the only mother. Not only you born that child.
Let you born and now let
Now
you know
you.
who get that.
Yes. So, you know, I think that people should be less judgmental. And I think that, you know, couples should be more open about surrogacy because because it saves a lot of wahala in the
Even
future.
IVF.
It's IVF, surrogacy. Couples should just be more open about trying other methods because a lot of times women are put under so much pressure that they now go and do things that they would never ordinarily do just because they want to produce a child. There was one of those women who there was one of those women who I don't remember which woman, the woman who was a widow. I think she was one of the people who had a tea party, and I think there was a comment, somebody passed a comment that maybe her child looked like her butler or somebody. I don't know if you guys picked that line.
Yes,
In Bridgerton,
yes. The woman, there was this rich widow that likes throwing all these vulgar parties
all
or
the
so.
parties.
Yes.
And she married an old man. She married a very old man who died.
Yeah, I remember. I think I remember.
And
Yeah.
there was a comment from one of the ladies. You know those ladies, they used to gossip.
Mm.
There was a comment that said maybe the son that she had for the man before, the man wanted a male child as well, or a child. And the child that the woman had looked more like the butler or looked like somebody, one of the people who worked for her.
I
So
think
obviously,
they had that conversation in that Lady Danbury's
The married women
when
that she invited Daphne.
Yes.
So there are so many things that happen. A lot of women do so many things. I mean, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to say, oh, what they're doing is good or
And remember
supported.
those days there was no DNA, so they got away with so many things.
Of course. A lot in our parents' generation, so many kids, a lot of children where they don't belong to the fathers.
Yes.
And these women were doing this because that was the only way they knew to protect their husbands. They were protecting their husbands and their marriages and their homes. And they were under a lot of pressure from society and from their in-laws because their in-laws will call them back. I have a friend, one of my friends, my very close friend. Her mother-in-law called her barren. Why did her mother-in-law call her barren? Because she had been married for 5 years and nothing. And guess what? Her husband was the one that had low sperm count. My friend in Nigeria, her husband was the one. And they found out after like 5 years of her doing she was doing so many treatments. It was her. The wahala was on her head. She was the one going to see the doctor all the time. The guy was just relaxed. He was relaxing and being taken care of. At last, he went. He finally agreed to go with her. He was very, very, very troublesome, very stubborn. He did not want to try anything. But thank God he finally went. They found out he had low sperm count.
Imagine.
Meanwhile, her mother-in-law had called her barren several times and said, "You are barren. Why have you not produced a child? You are barren." And it's sad because most of these comments and this backlash, it always comes from women. Hardly does it ever come from men. Hardly would you hear a father-in-law utter such, nasty statements.
It's very tough. Every day, especially in this environment, when I got here, I just realized that some things that they take like big deal back home.
Yeah.
It's nothing here. People are like freezing everything freezable. I don't want now. I like choices. You have choices. The least worry. I know a lot of friends I've met over the years. I'm not interested. Someone will even say, I can't even take care of myself. Talk less of another human being. Some of them, dogs are their kids. Just name it. Priority is different. And life is going on peacefully for them. But I guess, yes.
There's this room I joined on.
And the more you live in this part of the world, it's two things. It's either you conform in the sense that you learn to adapt, or you're still living the life of the people back home. And guess what? It will clash. And be in two cities at the same time.
Yeah, you are totally right. There was
you have to cities at the same time.
You're right.
There's this room I joined in Clubhouse, and they were talking about fertility, and I realized so many guys, like, people are now so enlightened, to the extent that you see guys of one guy, he said, I think 35, he said that, no, a lady rather, that she has freezed her eggs. Some guys said they have their sperm donated somewhere chilling. Like, I was like, wow. Like, you guys are really thinking of that. That's so cool. Like, it's going to make life easier time to come. Like, in the next 10-15 years, things will be more easier. He said, like, he pays heavily to keep it there because he doesn't know anything can happen tomorrow. I'm like, wow, that's cool. Like, we're learning. This generation,
things,
is
things are
really-
things are happening, and I'm so grateful that everybody out there is seeking knowledge and going forward to parents. Basically, you're raising the next generation. So, and for especially for people that have their kids here, if you don't teach them, there are resources outside waiting to teach them. So it's better parents try and set the foundation before they go outside and get all sorts of information. And you know what happens at the end of the day? There are times, once they are 18, virtually I say virtually as in pretty much they have the right to do whatever they want to do. And the kids of this environment, they very independent, they become very independent quickly. So, and then once they get lost in the world, that's the end. It's your world against so many resources out there. And so that they don't feel betrayed that, okay, why didn't you tell me this? Or you knew about this. So parents need to keep up with the pace of what is happening, because pretty much you type on Google, everything is out there. So yeah, parent has to be very mindful of how they train their kids going forward in terms of things they should know. And I'm so glad about Clubhouse happening. It's I can't wait to join. I've been hearing so much going on in respective forums on it. So yeah,
Clubhouse is really nice. I
it's,
told you now.
yeah, you told me. Yeah, it's why in very on it's quite unfortunate the pandemic happened for so many things too. And that's usually when things happen, things we don't foresee. The unthinkable, the unbelievable stuffs, innovative stuffs are happening. Today is Clubhouse, tomorrow we don't know.
The person that I gave my Clubhouse invitation to, the
Mm.
person is an Android user, so my invitation has wasted.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I
Oh
know.
my God. So yeah, why in very uncertain times, things are happening quite fast. So we need to, the pace is so fast. We need to like get on board with so many things happening. Gone are the days where social media was seen as a place of people that they don't have a job to do. Now social media is now paying people that I can't imagine. Well, on YouTube now, imagine if 1 million people were watching this live stream. It means you've hit the jackpot.
The Ariyike has hammered. Then I'll
Yeah,
become the new Duchess.
of course,
Now,
you buy a car still in that meeting. Someone like me will just pack my car from GTA. Oh yeah, pack myself at the day. Just give me a room in the castle. I'm not going anywhere.
our castle.
Because it was a case of I was there when everything was happening.
Yes,
So
so
it's we and I'd just like to encourage everybody. Every day I wake up, what comes to my mind is fine. I put up a lot of impactful resources, but what can I do? I can do more. Like, am I doing enough? Like I know yesterday some people sent some materials to me and they're like, you have to act on it. I need to get fine. We're in a discussion. I know if Lady Arike was particular about you heard about it was food. Only for me to get messages that people were like, this is what we're talking about in Clubhouse presently.
yes, I saw that.
Yes, yeah. So and that's how things are. Information is being disseminated quickly everywhere. So as we wake up every day, we have a choice. Like I always tell people, is either you want to practice peace or you want to practice stress. And if you're choosing the peaceful way, try and be impactful. Try and share. See, Bridgerton has joined. I don't know Lady Purity from anywhere. Look at how Bridgerton just brought everybody together. It's like we've known each other for years with the way we've been discussing. And I always tell people that if there's anything that series has done, forget about romance, forget about everything, is bringing a community together. Because as we are discussing, several discussions are going on in different communities all over the world. People are putting up fan pages. People have a platform to relate to. Especially with that we're in diaspora, that it's not easy to usually get people to talk to. We're in winter now, there's winter blues, there's lockdown. To get someone to relate to, half of the people you relate to are people you don't even see daily. But there's a connection. You can come to a platform, talk. We're having a discussion right now. I can say so many things and be free, get the burden out of my mind. And that's one thing the series has done. And that is how Shonda works. Shonda never puts up content that does not unify. When Scandal came up, people were like, so there could be a black female lead in power. Because truth be told, Kerry Washington was the one running the presidency.
He was,
Yeah.
small but mighty.
Yes.
Small but mighty.
Yes. How to Get Away with Murder. Viola Davis' character was the way she portrayed it. So, and that's how, if everybody should take note of the way Shonda turns out content, the leading character is always unifying because she tells the story of something that people feel can be done, but it's been done.
Done.
And I know for her, it comes from a place of personal experiences because I can't imagine what she would have gone through to get to the stage she is. Not easy being a black producer in the US. So she's competing with the likes of Steven Spielberg, the A-listers. And there's already an Emmy boss on Bridgerton, and I pray it comes to fruition, like meaning they not only a boss, some characters get awards.
That would be
The
lovely.
series has not even ended
Mm-hmm.
because it will forever change the lives of those characters. Their pay rates increases. So there's one thing is once you get an Emmy, all the agents, all they will publicists, they will be running after you. Everybody
Yep.
want to have you in their caucus so they can sign out deals. And
Wow.
that's so it's
That's the real doing.
yeah, that yes,
Doing.
yes, yes.
Like I watched this guy's page grow from like little. I think I met him at either 150 or 300, something like that. Like every day I go back, you see 100, 200 people. It's like it was just growing. The day he hit 1 million, I was like, yeah! Before you know it, now in the space of, it's not even up to 1 month, he's been verified. The person that is not really growing so fast is Daphne's not growing so far, but at least she's in 1.4 now.
1.4.
Mm-hmm.
So he's at 3.3 million now.
But not as fast as the Duke.
Yeah, that's not as the Duke was growing on daily basis.
Because the Duke's character was a very strong character. Very strong. See, in that series, there are some characters that were very strong. The Duke, even Lady Danbury, you know, those characters, those people, whenever the cameras were on them, it was a different.
Yeah.
For me watching, for the audience, for the viewer, it was a different experience. You could feel the strength of the characters.
I love hearing Lady Danbury talk.
Yes.
Lady Danbury,
Lady Danbury comes up and you just want to hear what she has to say. You just want to hear.
At first, I thought she was Lady Whistledown because of the voice. Yeah, until I realized that it was Julie Andrews' voice. When I saw
because of the voice.
Yeah, when I checked Google and saw the characters, I'm like, really? But I critically studied Lady Danbury's career in theater. These are cases of people that they've been training hard for years.
It was glaring. Yes. And you know, when we spoke about Bridgerton, the first thing I said, I didn't know any of them. I told Miriam, I said, these people that acted this series, they seem like theater actors and actresses because of the way they brought the characters to life. Because these theater people, they get so much into character because, you know, theater, you're going to watch them live. You're watching the performance. So you have to come correct. You cannot be anyhow on stage. So, I could feel that whole performance watching them. Even the Duke, with the way he will walk, carry himself. He walks like he's on a stage. You know how you walk on a stage and you want the people watching you to know that I am here. It was obvious in the way he carried himself. Him and Lady Danbury, even Lady Featherington.
See, even the Queen.
The Queen as in there, like,
oh my God, the Queen. Even the Queen.
Even Phoebe. With her facial expressions, you know, all of that. Those things.
They are highly skilled in theater. And I was really happy. And that's one thing about Shonda Rhimes. She goes to pick people in the obscurity and bring them into limelight. She changes life with her content. People's lives have been touched. Penelope is an Irish girl from a very tiny city.
Wow.
In the outskirts of Dublin.
Wow.
She acts in all these countries small drama. Yes, nobody knows her. But now, Lady Whistledown, I don't think that character if they are calling Lady Whistledown on Google, it's a picture that will be popping up. Lives have been touched, and that is what we should. Shonda Rhimes, apart from the fact that Bridgerton is making money or something, lives are being impacted, and going forward, that is majorly what a lot of us should try. I know a lot of people do so much that sometimes we feel like we're not even being appreciated enough. It happens to me too as well. And while you're trying to be impactful, you get backlash and everything. But I just want to encourage everybody, provided you're fulfilled personally, do not even listen to the naysayers. Do what you need to do. Especially when you have that commitment with God that God, you gave me this gift and I need to impact. Just do it. Shonda Rhimes is very spiritual. If you follow her Instagram page, there's this mindfulness session she does. She goes deep. And for someone like her to be churning out those contents, yes, she has to be a very like a spiritual. When I mean not spiritual, like going to church but going into humanity. What is humanity in its raw form? And that's why she's able to do what she does. I'm very good at it too.
And connect with
Yeah.
you.
There's
Yes.
one question I want to ask, so people should not kill me. All those sex scenes, are they real?
They're not real now, Abba.
Ah!
No,
I
they're
don't know how
not.
they did it, but
You know, I really read about, the making and all of that. They got an intimacy coach for Daphne and Simon.
yeah.
So the intimacy coach was the one who coached them on what to do. They got an intimacy coach. So that's why you're watching those scenes and they look so real.
I'm telling
Because
you,
they finished
so
work
real.
behind the scenes.
So real.
Yeah, but no, because it's not porn. If it was porn, then it's a different case.
Yep.
So there was no penetration.
Yep. I know. A lot of work would have gone. Oh, because oh my God.
Oh my.
They tried.
They did.
They tried.
Everything looked so real.
It looks
From
so
the
real.
music, from the instrumentals to the tone, to the way the lights will be, to the way they will now look look at each other.
It was so real. Like they really put in a lot of work.
They did.
You know, now they've been bringing out the behind the scene videos, and you'll be like, yeah, these people really worked for this. They didn't just,
all the trainings, this is not just them
horse riding,
Simon on a horse and saying go and ride, he did sessions to learn how to ride a horse. Those people, they really
I can't wait for the other episode. I know they're already shooting.
I think the next one is the Viscount Who Loved Me.
Yeah, or maybe they've even concluded. They're just waiting. They usually wait for the limelight. They want Simon and Daphne's side, the publicity to still get a level before they upload the other ones. And I know once they upload it, you see the streets of social media will be quiet. People will be. I hope Netflix does not blow, because as at the time we watched it, there was not too many people. But now we don't plenty.
It was crazy. It was so crazy because when I first watched it, my husband and I were watching, and then he fell asleep. And then I think it was New Year's Day, I told him to watch it again. So that's when he watched it again. So I watched it again, and we were watching it on his own Netflix.
Yeah,
and it crashed.
Of course, they would sometimes they even reduce the server. Sometimes
I think 5 or 6.
Yeah.
We couldn't proceed. So we tried everything. It didn't work. So we left Netflix, came back, went into my husband's account. We couldn't go past that episode. So I said, you know what? Let's go back to my own Netflix. So I went to my own name, my profile.
Yep.
And we were able to watch it through my profile.
Yep. And it shows, it seems as if the server, because there are times Netflix server gets so slow, they will reduce the HD quality. And when that happens, they usually send email that there's a lot of us watching a particular content.
We didn't even get it.
It's number 10 in Canada. Probably maybe number 1 or 2 now.
It was number 1 in US, but I think, let me check again.
So it's getting momentum every day. So the more people talk about it, the more people go online on Netflix and watch.
I'll check it later.
So 1 million people can be watching it on Netflix Canada at the same time.
It
will definitely affect the server.
If you guys have any questions, please drop your questions right away.
Well, I'm not even seeing comments.
I think people are just watching us as we're just talking.
Oh my God. But it's been a fantastic, very like my mind. I'm going to go to bed sleeping like a duchess.
Like seriously,
Yeah.
I'm so happy I talked about this
Yes,
because
it's
talking about it is therapeutic.
It
it
is.
is.
Um,
It
It is.
is.
it
It
is
is.
therapeutic. Talking about something you love, something like
And it even makes you think. It makes you think because you're thinking back to, like, if Miriam talks about a scene, you're thinking back to what you
yes.
saw. If you talk about a scene, I'm thinking back and I'm like, you're thinking, you're having flashbacks.
Even when I told my husband that we're having a talk, on Bridgerton, he said, "You better go and watch it again." So like you have, I'm like, I will. I had to watch it again.
And do you guys remember the bees that were always at the end of the episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a story
It
to the bees. Do you know the story? Miriam, do you
is.
know the story?
Yeah, I know you. We at least
Talk
I know we
about
talked about it. Maybe it's about their dad, the
Yeah.
the
So
L.
there's a story.
Is
So
it the
from
L or something? The L of
who?
Bridgerton.
About
The
who?
Bridgerton's dad.
Yeah, the Viscounts, the real Viscounts,
It is my count. Okay,
the
yeah.
Bridgerton father. So I googled. I was just like, oh, why was there always a bee? Because even after Daphne gave birth, you remember at the window there was a bee. A bee came. And
Yeah, I always see that bee.
yeah, that bee was always coming. So apparently, I mean, spoiler alert. Sorry, guys. So I did my research and I, wanted to find out what I saw online. I don't know how true this is, but I think this is
Mm,
from the book.
mm,
So their father, the Bridgerton man, was killed by a bee.
hmm.
So yeah, he got stung by bees and then he was killed. And they didn't understand how somebody who was so mighty, like somebody who was so influential, would be killed by a tiny bee.
Yep.
So after that happened, Anthony became terrified of bees. That's the first son.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he has a phobia for bees. So in his own story, the Viscount Who Loved Me, maybe that's when they're going to talk about how their father died. But their
Hmm.
father died he was quite young.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he
The
died,
mom really tried though to,
she
To
tried.
raise them.
all
But
of
they still
And
had
that's
like
why when each part of her not really talking to Daphne, truth be told, that woman was overwhelmed. She was overwhelmed. Fine, she had her own issues. But with the eight of them,
mom.
especially with the boys, at a point, Anthony was directing her in different
Yeah, I love how
direction.
she put Anthony, put him
Anthony
in his
wanted to
place.
take over this woman too. But they usually have their clashes here and there.
If
So
she didn't step in,
yeah,
Daphne would have been single for life, safe.
no. And
Because
the mom wanted the good.
Left
The
Anthony, no
mom,
man was good enough for his sister.
yes, the mom, because Anthony was in the turn. He knows what they get to behind closed doors. Can you see that he knows the profile of all the men at one party?
Yes,
This one is dishonest. This one is not good looking. This one is not.
over Sabi, he knew
It's not
everything.
for the mom taking over Lord Bellbrook's. You know how they did investigation? They were able to get to know that he had fathered a child with a maid. They had to step in, if not for the mom and the housekeeper stepping in to investigate Lord Bellbrook's background. Something else would have happened.
Something else. That's who he would have given. That's who he would have given his
So,
sister.
yes, their
I didn't
mom
even
was
like him.
overwhelmed.
I didn't even like that guy.
See,
Bellbrook.
I want to ask something about Miss Thompson and Penelope. Do you think Penelope, did the right thing, or she did it from a place of envy? Because that's what I see. Because she loves
Colin.
Colin. Colin,
Is it
that's
love or infatuation? To me, it's infatuation at that time.
I don't think it was envy. I think she was trying to protect her friend because she liked him as a friend, and
Mm.
no, she liked him more. Of course, she
it
wanted
was
more
more
than,
than a friend.
but she liked his friendship. She liked his person. So I think she wanted to, because see, the truth is, she didn't know Miss Thompson from anywhere.
That's true.
Miss Thompson was not like a cousin that grew up with them from when they were small that became a sister or somebody. So I think she felt she owed her loyalty to Colin because that's who she knew, that's who she liked. So when she, could do the do, she did
Mm.
the do and spilled all the beans.
when
Because she
when
had,
does she even write all those things? Like,
But what was she doing? She wasn't doing she wasn't doing much.
no, because they were not even showing her when she goes. You know, they only show them at parties.
Yeah,
But
they were just coming for
in her
parties. And that was
bedroom and everything, she would have, as she is, she would
fine.
have a diary.
The only time that they were showing them was when they were coming for the parties. What else was she doing?
those are
Nothing.
sisters are
And
so
they had
funny.
me.
Those are
Oh, so Paula just said that it's number 2 now.
It's number
Paula
2.
said
You see,
Bridgerton is number 2 now in Canada, most likely.
so there's gonna be every load on it. And see, Penelope and Eloise had something in common. They were smart.
Very
yes.
smart girls.
Because for Penelope to be able to keep up the rules of being Lady Whistledown without anyone knowing her identity and taking information to the press, in today's modern time, she's running a gossip column. Let's say she's running some
Insta
blog.
something like e-news.
Insta
Yes,
blog.
Blog. Insta blog.
Or
so
the
she's
gist,
extremely smart. I know
the
Eloise described
gossip,
Lady Whistledown
whatever.
as a woman of means, a titled, maybe a widow that had money and had time in her hands to be able to gather.
She didn't
So
even have
meaning that,
money.
and she got it right because Penelope was in all the societal events.
She was in all the gatherings.
Yes. So definitely Eloise was right that
But
it
she
was
wasn't rich, in quotes, like a rich
no,
person.
wasn't rich, but you know they had a title. Their dad had a title.
But they didn't have money.
They didn't have money, but the title got them into places.
Got them access. The title got them access.
It got
But in
them
terms
access.
of like money, because the impression that they had of Lady Whistledown was a very rich woman who had money to throw around, print everything, and all of
Yeah,
that.
and you know what? Maybe because we've not gone further, all the money she gets from selling those papers, pretty much she's stashing them somewhere.
Somewhere.
So she might even have a tangible amount of.
So maybe she's even the one that will save the
I
family.
can't wait to see the Queen's reaction when maybe in the next series when she realized that
I hope they never find out.
I don't think so. I don't think they want to find out because
I hope they don't.
Whistledown will still be going because scandal. There's so many scandal ongoing.
And that's the only way to hear.
That's the only way to hear.
And it will be sweeter if the writer remains, anonymous.
As in, I never expected that. Like I was shocked. It shocked me.
You shocked me too.
I screamed. I was screaming
like the most underrated person.
I'm telling you, like,
and
that is just like never ever
there's a
underestimate.
Nigerian in the production. I think she's an American. There's a Nigerian lady, Joy.
Yeah,
she's
you said.
She's one of the production team for Netflix. So she's also working with Shonda Rhimes on this project. And she explained so many things she went through as self. So everybody has been on a personal journey with this series. So knowing that it touched so many lives, because she was kind of like, she described it as being handed over a responsibility, something she has been yearning for so many years, and she now got, like, she was able to like get that responsibility from Netflix in the production. So meaning she's been a very key player in some of their productions, and they trusted her to, like, this is something big, you have to be on this project. So apart from the series, I'm happy with the life-changing stories coming out of Bridgerton. Bridgerton is a very, very, very solid source of empowerment for a lot of diverse people in movie production, like cinema or series, or whatever. So it's been, so there's so many things that surrounds Bridgerton. So, and that's why we as a community, as much as possible, we owe it ourselves to keep celebrating people like Shonda Rhimes, because she did this for us. Yes, she did. Shonda Rhimes has been, like I said, she's been breaking boundaries, doing things that people think it can't be done. So this is a win-win for us as Black people in this part of the world.
You're right. Yeah.
So thank you all so much.
I'm going to watch that The Crown.
Yes, that's another you have to, like, it's if a lot of people don't like the monarchy, so I know a lot of my friends that when I talk about the monarchy, they go off on me. They're like, is it that woman that sold her forefathers into slavery? Like, and with what happened to Meghan Markle. But there's a lot of story to learn. Me and Lady Ariyike were talking about the Diana story. The Diana story can also be related to Bridgerton too, because during Diana's time, she had to conform with a lot of rubbish, which I don't even want to go. That's another emotional topic on its own.
Another person I love what he did in that series is the Prince. The Prince.
The Prince of Prussia
was a gentleman.
Yes.
But what happened to the necklace?
He don't give him now. He gave it to her.
He
Like
didn't give him.
No, like he gave it to Daphne.
So for me, I mean, Bridgerton was lovely. I loved it. The only part that I didn't put the pieces together was that necklace, and I'll tell you why. Because most of those, in fact, most royal families, all of them, most of the jewelry, they're usually passed down from generation to generation. Now, a lot of times when they give out jewelry to somebody who they want to marry or they are considering for marriage, when it doesn't work out, they collect it back because are they called heirlooms or something? Yeah,
yes.
That's what they are. They put it back into the safe and they keep it for whoever is going to be the person, the queen or princess or whatever. So she was wearing that necklace. She took it off and dropped it somewhere when she was outside. You remember?
Yeah.
And we never heard or saw that necklace again. We never heard of it or saw it. So when he came to her house, he now came to her house to congratulate her, the prince. I thought that he was coming to ask for the necklace. Do you remember he went to the house?
Yeah.
Yes, but they didn't show whether he actually asked her for,
or she returned it, or he found it.
Well, it's two things. If it's not an heirloom, you might not take it back. It could have been something he brought from it.
That's what I was about.
Because what I wanted to say is that until they get engaged, that's when they actually bring out prized possessions.
Well,
to give to their betrothed. But at that point, they were still cutting. So it could just be.
They've not really started cutting.
But what happened to that necklace? What happened to it?
Well,
she threw it away.
She didn't throw it away.
She just removed it from her neck.
She took it off
and placed it on
like a slab or something.
History.
The rest is history.
I even thought that this girl, that girl with the fan that likes the prince.
Oh, is it Kirsty Cowper?
Yeah, I thought she would find it and keep it.
I even felt that the prince would take interest in her after Daphne.
Same here.
I guess Shonara is trying to keep the storyline within the circle of the original thing Julia Quinn wrote. Because if they stray too much,
there will be too many stories.
Yes. They will lose the appeal. Yeah. So they want everybody to. They still want us to be in the circle of the Bridgerton.
Those people.
Yeah.
Bridgerton, yeah.
The main characters. Because that's the name of the series. So it's centered around them.
Yeah.
So, you guys, I think we've done justice.
Yep. More than justice.
I don't know what else we didn't touch on or what we didn't talk about, but whatever we didn't talk about, we continue either on Instagram or Clubhouse.
Yeah.
But Miriam,
it's 24 hours, Abby. You will just tune in at any time. Once somebody
anytime you even
conversation, there's always something happening.
I've been getting notifications of rooms that are going on, like since we started talking.
And this was started by, was it someone from the iPhone company that started this, like an app? Why? Because it's restricted only to iPhone.
Yeah, it's only for iPhone users for now.
No, it's
I predict Android too. Bringing up there, they will call it unlimited clubbing.
they can't bring out another one. For now, it's a new app. They're trying to,
They will change the name. You don't know Samsung.
Maybe somebody will bring out one for Android users.
Okay.
They should go and bring out now.
Just watch out with what would happen
if they do that, because this is only voice. I think that is going, either they sue them or whatever. But definitely it's going to get to them. They're just trying to learn, wiggle their way or wangle their way
People,
through the
Android users, if this was Instagram Live, by now, Android users, they would have been on your page eating you raw. You know that.
Of course, I'm
You
telling
said,
you.
see how Purity just said, definitely it's going to get to them. Like, don't worry. Go see coin.
or if it is on Twitter, they will just finish me.
They will finish you that. What are you saying? But I actually really like Clubhouse, and I think it's a brilliant social networking site because these guys are very smart. They played into the pandemic, and it came at a very timely time where people don't want to be all dressed up and all made up now because people are working from home. People are at home. So with Clubhouse, you're not posting pictures, you're not posting videos, you're not flaunting your wealth. All you need to do is come with your voice. Your voice is your A game.
Yeah.
So anything that you want to do is with your voice.
What you have here.
Like Zoom. Yeah, all you need is just your profile picture and your voice. Now with Zoom, a lot of Zooms, people are like, oh, turn on your camera, I want to see you. But with this one, there's no option for turning on your camera. Just come and speak.
So do you just talk or you type in comments, or how does
You
it
don't
work?
even type.
Comments.
The only type you can type is to search somebody's name. You don't type, and there's no place for.
So when you go into a room,
yeah.
So you see different rooms. So yesterday there was a room they were talking about personal branding, and it was very interesting. The speakers there were some Nigerians and Nigerians who live in America. So the speakers were all people who live in America, and it was really, really interesting. So when you're in one of the sessions, if you're not part of the speakers, your picture will be down at the bottom. The speakers are up. So let's say there are like 12 speakers. You can see all their pictures up, but they are speaking. They can unmute themselves, talk, mute themselves back. If you want to join the panel, you click on the raise your hand button. So if the moderator of the session feels that they need to bring you in, they bring you in, and then your picture too goes up as one of the speakers, then you speak. When you finish speaking, you mute yourself back. Do you understand? So that's it. That's what Clubhouse is. So you'd be in a room, there can be 400 and something people there listening. And the good thing is that we're all upcoming there. All my favorite Niger celebrities, the few ones I saw there, some of them 30 followers, 20 followers. So everybody there is upcoming. You that you have 10 million followers on Instagram.
Everybody's there is upcoming. Just that some people
upcoming.
And if you want to be known, you have to be consistent. Go into rooms, talk, create rooms, let people know you, like moderate. Let them know that, oh, this person is a good moderator. Because definitely you still see people with 100 and something followers, so 100 and something thousand. And these are people that
500 and something K. Gail, yeah. And it gives you so much access. Yesterday I was in a room. Gail was there. Gail, Oprah Winfrey's best friend. Gail, the broadcaster.
Gail King.
Gail King, yeah. Gail has like, I think 500 and something K followers or 600 and something.
It gives you access to people.
Gail was there. The mayor of Miami was there.
Wow.
Terry, what's this guy's name? The actor. I think he's the American Idol host. Terry Crews or something.
Is he? Always
ping me in such rooms, so I need to enter those.
I just entered yesterday now, so I was still navigating my way. Yeah, they were there. MC Hammer was there.
Who got the good?
You get to meet depending on the room. I get into such rooms. Just ping me. You know how to ping somebody.
I know, yes.
Oh, I'm getting iPhone this coming week.
Please, you should. You will love it.
I'm sorry, you're not an iPhone user. No.
Man, I've been as in diehard Android user because iPhone, because of so many of the things I do, content creating, sharing, and all that. iPhone is not so iPhone is the VIP. They don't like to share, so that's the reason why. But with this Clubhouse, it seems as if I have to join.
Clubhouse is really nice, and you can just put your AirPods or whatever in your ears and you're
I'm
listening.
doing whatever.
You're doing whatever you're doing.
I think I had to join because I felt like maybe it had to do with you typing and all that. I was like, hey, this is
No, you're not typing anything.
I'm telling you, the only thing you type there is to type somebody's name and search for
Okay.
somebody.
Wow.
And you know, say, well, people are going to be having their webinars there and they'll be charging.
That's what I'm saying. People have already started
So
having it.
so where Clubhouse is kind of like going to be taking over Zoom.
Clubhouse
Yes.
is taking over radio stations. It's going to take over Zoom after a while. And it's going to, you know, I don't know if it's going to, it won't really take over podcasts because some people still like to listen to their
Podcast.
favorite podcasts.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's like a radio station. In fact, it's like an umbrella of different radio stations because each show is like a radio show. Each session is like radio without music.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
You
This
know,
is
some people
fantastic.
come there just like some people were talking about Jane the Virgin. I don't know if you've seen that show, the series too.
Which
Jane,
one? What's it called?
Jane the
Jane
Virgin.
the Virgin.
Yeah, it was. I think it was on Netflix. So I don't know if they removed it.
Yeah, it's still there. There was
It's
a
still
time
there,
I-
okay.
a room I joined, like over 1,000 people talking about. Some people were trying to, you know, some actors were looking for people that will interpret and all that. I was like, wow. It's just it's a nice it's a
So
good-
ordinarily people that you won't have access to in real life, the day Michelle Obama joins one of these sessions, that thing will blow.
Let me even see. Let me see if she's on Clubhouse.
It looks like she might be coming because those are things she likes. She gravitates anything techie and youth inspired. She's always there because Gayle King Opera kind of like they work with her on so many passion projects. So I see her coming. Even Obama herself, I see them coming to join discussions on Clubhouse.
But just that most of those rooms will be highly, you know,
To get the invitation, go.
yeah, because you know you can make your room.
Protected.
You can make it. You can lock a room.
Private.
They have
You
a
can lock
closed
the room.
Yeah,
and only accept people you invited.
And that's why it's good to have, you know, good people in the platform, like as friends and as people you met there, so that when they get into the room, they are the only ones that can give you access. So if Lady Ariyike is in a room where Obama is talking now, and I want to join, she is the only one that can give me access to that room.
Wow.
If somebody I know,
I've grown. I have 31 followers on Clubhouse. So Moti arrive.
Wow.
That's it.
Now.
That is it. Even your subscribers on YouTube too should have increased. Because this is Bridgerton cut across all corners today. Like people from all over. I've been getting so many tags.
And that's the thing about it. When you
people
post
are
about
posting
it,
highlights of this conversation, what they learned. I've been getting so many tags right now.
Oh wow. I have so many mentions on Instagram right now too. So many. I can't even keep up.
You have to.
I can't keep up right now.
No, that wherever I go, I'll just see your like. It's either I see your like or I see your comment. I'm like,
Everywhere you go, Bridgerton.
I'm telling you.
And that's the way Miriam too. I was always seeing Miriam's comments. In fact, till now, when somebody just tags me on something, I'll just see Canada vendors has liked this. I'll say,
they don't even allow me to rest. People,
Miriam, people just tagging me. So I say, hey.
It's just I could even my mom was asking me recently, hey, even my sister, they've been talking about one series on Netflix. I was like, don't even go there. Baba Suwe Abi. Abi Pete Abalogu. I know it's and another thing, I see myself and my mom with Bridgerton too. I'm like the Eloise, my mom is, because you know we're born in different eras, and there was a time I usually have clashes with my mom because she couldn't really understand where I come from, and I struggle all the time to understand where she comes from. I'm being the first girl in the house, so you know why they say that second girls get it the easiest. No, With me, I got it very easy because I grew up with a dad that was kind of like, well, you know what, just get yourself going with life. Make sure you do what is right and sort yourself, in the sense that I wasn't suppressed. So, but my mom stylishly wanted me to conform with some things. And so we usually have, like, literally my teenagehood and everything. Me and my mom were always arguing. And so till now, sometimes we get into some arguments about how things should be and how things shouldn't be. I know I'm like very educated more than her, so there are times I want to use that as a leverage point in some of our arguments. And I always tell her, you can't win. Like, we were born in different generation. You won't win me. And she knows that once I start with that, she's like, you know what? Just let me be. And but it's and after a while, she came down to our level and was like, these children are trying to maybe pass a point. And she started learning through us. Basically, we got my mom on social media like some maybe 4 years ago. I remember then started with Facebook, and just for her to know what we're going through right now, because that's the only way we'll be able to like discuss and get her to understand what is happening. And she was extremely happy. Like, oh, so this is why we're always having all these arguments. So she's seeing life in a different light. So we're trying to like take her through what because it's not easy. And I know so many of my friends too, when we get into this discussion, they talk about that generational clash, what their moms expect them to do.
You're
But
so right.
yes, so there's so many things. Like I say, it's Bridgerton eats home on so many levels. There's a part to pick there to relate to present day. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're so right. Ladies, it's time to call it a day.
Yes.
We've been
So
going for
I'm
three,
really honored.
we've been here
Like,
for 3 hours, 30
My
minutes.
God. I was thinking you were going to cut it at the first. I was like, she's extending it. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
I just couldn't. I
No,
just
yeah.
couldn't cut it because it was supposed to be 1 hour, but man,
he was
just too
interested.
many things we
Yeah.
hadn't spoken about that
It's like
needed.
we had so many things in our mind to bear out.
To
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so glad we did this, and thank you so much, Miriam. Thank you, Purity. Thank you for honoring my invitation. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
being here.
inviting me.
I had fun, and yes, let's look for the next one to watch so we can come back
And talk about
and
it.
dissect it and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and as we said earlier on, you never know what anybody is going through. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others as well, because man, in this COVID era, there's so much going on. There's so much in our own heads right now, and we don't even want anybody else to project their insecurities on us. So please, whatever it is that you're going through, if you need to seek help, there are people to talk to, people who come highly recommended. You can reach out to the soul coach, Fumi Ayowole, or reach out to emotions doctor who was here tonight, Oyinkan Alabi. There are people that you can reach out to for help. Don't just carry the burden. Don't carry, all the wahala on your head. You can actually get help. Don't be out there projecting on people and just you see someone living their life, see people looking happy on social media because they choose to be happy. They decided to choose happiness. You can also choose happiness, as against projecting your securities on the person and saying, what's even doing this one, what's even wrong. Some people just see you happy and they are just sad. They're just like, what's even wrong with this one? Why are you saying what's even wrong with me because I choose to dance on social media or because I'm talking about Bridgerton? If you have a problem, it's with yourself. You need to fix yourself. Get yourself fixed. Get yourself checked. So please, mental health. Mary, and that's one of the things I love about Canada vendors. Miriam is constantly talking about this. Mental health. You need to protect your mental health. And if you have friends, if you surround yourself with friends who don't don't bring any value, friends who are ready to bring you down, cut them off. Cut them
Period.
off like a bad habit. Straight.
Period.
Because they are only going to zap your energy. They will suck you dry. And by the time they suck you dry, there'll be nothing left in you. So, 2021 is all about scaling up. Miriam is the queen of scale up. 2021, you need to scale up.
Mask up.
Don't even put yourself under any pressure. Don't look at anybody. Stay on your lane. Just be on your lane and be moving. However you are moving, you see, slay in your lane.
In your lane.
That's it. Don't be pressured. Don't be pressured. Don't let anybody's Instagram post pressurize you. Who's that one by? I love that. Who wrote that? Miriam, you're muted.
It's written by Yetunde Adegoke and Elizabeth Uvembiene. They're two fantastic Nigerian authors based in the UK. It's
nice.
I'm learning a lot. I've not even finished it, but it's called the Black Girl's Bible. So many things you need to know of how you can slay in your lane.
Your lane, like I can just imagine that, how I'm slaying in my lane.
I love that already. I even
getting things done in my lane.
The topic is very catchy. I love it. The title. Of the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, ladies, as we go to bed and then we plan to start our week, let's plan it in a way that we're going to slay in our own lane, because there's nothing as good as that, as doing that, because you can only aspire to be the best version of yourself. You can never ever be someone else. Every other person is taken. So learn to slay in your own lane and learn to be the best version of who you are. Thank you so much, guys. And I want to give a shout out to Black Rose Couture for this amazing dress. Miriam, Canada Vendors was the plug. So thank you, Miriam, as well.
And also because of the lockdown, we're trying to organize so many therapeutic sessions for ladies. But I think we'll have to put everything online. I think starting from March. And Lady Ariyike is a communications coach. We'll be having so many enlightening seminars. And I will encourage you guys, whenever we put up information about that, please join, because we'll be bringing in so many speakers, professionals. Yeah. So there's so many things we can do right now while the lockdown is ongoing, so that when everything goes back to normal, we just pick up from where we left off. And I know we have a fantastic community. Right now, everybody's online and aware of so many things and supporting community-based projects. So, yep. And so Lady Ariyike will also be hosting a gig on January 30th. So if we have to tune in, we'll start rolling out flyers. I've just gotten heads up on that. So please tune in and yes, keep supporting the community.
That's our Nigeria event, so network of Nigerians in Canada. Can people in America join?
Yes. It's
everybody. It's how we roll.
Yeah, it's like we're inviting every Nigerian in diaspora. You don't need to be in Canada. So perfect. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I know it's a good timing for anybody anywhere in the States. Well, once we put up the flyer that you're the hosts, the main thing to expect is a lot of people from the US will be joining, because
all my people,
your network, and because of Lady Ariyike, Canada Vendors has so many followers from the US. I get so many comments, and when I go check the person's profile, I'm like, this person is from the US, and that's the power of networking. It's key. I always tell people, see, Clubhouse has started now. People are networking there. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will get jobs through that.
Of course.
Yes, Purity was telling me about an audition. There was an audition going on.
Yeah.
Empowerment. So when you think Clubhouse, you think empowerment. So many things are happening. People should leverage on all the innovative things happening. Don't shy away from putting yourself out.
That's actually what I do. I leverage on any. When TikTok came out, I used that platform, because I have a brand that I'm building. So, and everything is going on social media. If you're not on social media, people will know you. You can't just sit in the comfort of your house, hiding under the keypads. You need to show yourself. Come out. Lady Ariyike was admiring my makeup. She gave me thumbs up on that. I'm putting out myself there. If I do all those makeup, I put out myself there, and I go. When I comment on all these Black American celebrities, I tell them, can I be your makeup artist? I tell them, Can I be your makeup artist? Because if I should be one of them now, all these, either musicians or actresses, if they just say yes, that's it.
You
Like,
don't blow be that. So myself don't blow be that.
exactly.
Friend of the makeup artist to the stars. And Miriam is so interesting. Do you know how Purity and I met? This life, you don't even know how you're going to just connect later. So we both went for so we're both female genital mutilation advocates in Nigeria. So we were part of the platform End Cutting Girls, where we're creating awareness about female genital mutilation, talking to communities and trying to get the word out there. So we had a seminar in Calabar, and I presented a paper. I spoke. So I had, in fact, I really need to put that paper out there. I should find it and put it out there. So I presented a paper, and it was organized by UNICEF and
UNFPA.
Yes, FPA, and in conjunction with the I think it was Ministry of Ministry of Information or something was part of it. I don't remember, but I think they had officials that came from Abuja.
Yeah.
So it was at Tinapa. So they lodged us there, and we were a lot. We were a huge, we were a large group.
Yeah,
maybe about 60 of us or something. But Purity, her makeup game was on point. So that's how she became my friend. Because as soon as
branding, it matters.
It matters.
I always see, look at you now. You came dressed up. There's something vintage going on with the dress, the art. Like it's a role. We're talking about a series that centers around royal titles and everything. And you showed up for it. Not like it's and I know because you're going to show up. That's what made me to wear this adire to that. At least I had to show up in a way. Because guess what? We are being tagged right now on Instagram. So if we were looking like L let loose, that is how they will tag us.
Yes, they will even tag us.
They will tag us because they want people to see us. Yes, so that we can get the backlash. So at every point in time, you need to show up because you can never tell who you're going to meet. Some people get attracted. You say you got attracted to her face. Me, fashion is something I'm very passionate about. I'm very attracted to style. I'm very finicky about details. So if there are two things about me, when people meet me, you can define what I do, like what is something I'm passionate about. So branding is one thing. So personal branding, like I always say, every individual is a brand. You want to attract the big box, you need to show up and dress up for it. So people should learn how to, not that you go over the board, just make sure presentation.
Just play in your lane.
Yes. Presentation matters. You don't have to wear a Gucci to look at me. I'm wearing a dire. This adire maybe maybe 6,000 naira or something. But look at the way it was styled. So we should all learn presentation matters. Matters.
Yeah. Totally right.
You got it, girl. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you.
Okay, gotta go.
We still have 8 people watching until now.
Wow.
Those 8 people, I'm so grateful.
Yes, so much,
you guys could have been doing a lot of more important things.
But you guys decided to stay on.
Yes. And some people have tagged us, Spoonly from Calgary, Cakes by Dami from Calgary. Aww. Now they're even talking about learn to slay in your own lane. Every other person is taking Lady Ariyike's words. So they've tagged us, and then people are like, I learned something new this night. Wow. We all need to connect one way or the other. And I'm encouraging everybody. The program is done every Sunday. I'm so curious to know who is the next guest coming on Sunday.
Okay, so next week Sunday, because I saw that she has sent me like 4 DMs during the course of this Bridgerton talk. So let me just make sure that it's not a cancellation. Let me make sure that we still have the person. Okay, so yes, we have somebody who, we will definitely learn a lot from. She's somebody who, a lot of us here in Canada, we look up to her because she's our star girl, our star child. Next week, Sunday, I'm going to be having Dr. Adi, as I call her, even though she prefers me to call her Adiola. So we
No,
have Dr. Adiola Olubamiji, PhD holder.
Wow.
She's the
no. She's the queen of scale-ups.
she's the queen of scale up. She's the
Says
queen of scale up.
she
She's
says it as it is.
she's
No, I'm
the,
not missing. No,
she's the
I
founder of STEM Hub Foundation. She's like she's the number one woman in tech who wants everyone to win in tech. So she's gonna be coming here next.
it's gonna be a clubhouse session next week Sunday. I can't wait. Man. It's a club, our own clubhouse.
The clubhouse.
If we can't
Clubhouse.
join iPhone clubhouse, later you can bring clubhouse to us on
She's
YouTube.
our own clubhouse.
I can't shout.
So we have
No,
Dr. Adi. Adiola is
people should
coming.
not, yeah. When we talk about personal branding, that's another great example.
Mhm.
She's
And
also
her
an
story-
award-winning.
she has a very, very inspiring story. Her story is, one that you hear her story and you just be like, wow, she's very resilient. Now she works in America. She's been poached. She's been poached by the very best in America.
Canada cannot pay her.
Yeah,
They can't pay
there.
her. So America has to.
But even though she's in America, she's still very influential here in Canada.
Canada, yeah.
And she still stayed connected to her Canadian roots and her Nigerian roots.
Yeah, because Canada is the younger brother of America, so there's nothing that happens over there that they won't feel it here.
Miriam's the younger brother. So yeah, we have Dr. Adi. She's coming next week, Sunday. So we'll be here 8 p.m. EST.
Do like 3 flyers for that next session. No, just there should be something. No, you can't join Clubhouse. Don't worry, Clubhouse has been brought to you. Make sure you don't miss this session. Do one special flyer for that one.
I will.
Thank you. Yeah, it's people need to come and listen to her because she's someone Adiola, she doesn't have that time, but
She doesn't.
yes, time is these are people that per second, but for her to come on board, so I can't wait to. I've never attended any live session she has done.
Are you serious?
Yes, the only one I've attended was when she did live, and that was during the NSAS thing. But maybe I watch her public speaking things, but usually pre-recorded. I've not been opportunity to hear her speak.
One thing I really like about her. She's very blunt. And there was something that she said one time on one session that we were together on, and people were talking about relationships, and people were talking about there were some people who were talking about not finding the right guys or not finding spouses or whatever, successful ladies, very successful in their fields, and they're like, oh, why am I not finding the right guy? And I'm going to that's one of the topics I have down, and I hope I'll be able to bring her back and have a panel like this with more people. But next Sunday is just her that is coming. And you know what she said? She said, women, you want a job, or you want to leave your job and go for another job, and you prepare so much, you're looking for that job, you spend a lot of time getting yourself ready, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to relationships, you don't even give time. The thing that means so much to you, this one thing that you really want so bad, but then you're not even giving your time to say, okay, this thing now, because if a woman wants a job tomorrow, she's good. She knows, how you're going to be all boom, 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 boom to get it. And she's like, this one thing that you people want so much, you don't even push to get it. So how are you going to get it? You're not even trying to get your acts together to say, okay, where can I even find a man? How can I even get a guy? You're not even doing your research. You're not doing the work involved. And that's the truth. That is the truth. There are so many women who are just sitting at home. Is it the Canada Post delivery man that is coming to deliver your letters that is going to find you? They are not joining Clubhouse to even say, okay, let me even see who I can meet. Sometimes that is not even that you're going to meet your husband. You might meet the person that will introduce you to your husband.
Mhm.
There. You might just meet a guy that is fond of you, that you people become friends. And that's maybe it's that person's brother you're going to marry. If we say everything here now, when we now bring this session, people will not
No,
join. I
no,
beg,
yeah, let's
I
keep
not
it
talk
for the
again.
next. Yeah, let's keep it for the
Okay,
next
I
I not
session.
talk
beg to take
again.
my leave.
I don't talk again. We talk too much.
Ooh, it was a nice
Yeah,
section.
Thank you.
I'm
yeah,
Now
so happy that I came
we
here.
have 10 people watching now. 10 people,
yeah.
we love you.
I
Good
love
Thank
you
night.
you
guys.
so much. Yeah.
Thanks for
And
joining.
in Purity, I'll definitely be connecting with you. We need so many collaborations with,
Please,
please, a
oh,
lot of US platforms we can collaborate with, leverage on. Everybody, we need to, because US and Canada, like I said, they are brother, elder
yes,
brother,
we'll be
elder
together.
brother. Yeah,
Exactly.
let us. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is a year of collaborations, networking.
Networking, yeah.
Yeah,
Meet this person and it's going round, round,
That's
round,
it.
round.
Oh,
Like
11 people. Somebody
like
else just joined.
like this
somebody
clubhouse.
just sent me a message that I missed the show. I said it's still ongoing, so like let me quickly
Like
enter.
this
Oh, that's
clubhouse
supposed to be
now,
like that.
Yeah, I hope it's
you
not the
just
best.
find out that you know this clubhouse, you find out that this person invited this person, you keep on going, you just be seeing the chain of those that were inviting and inviting and inviting and inviting, and you're like, oh, I think I got to a point. I even saw a friend that one of the Nigerian celebrities invited. I'm like, okay, this person, you don't even know, this person knows this person and this person knows this person, and it's just there. Networking is the A game, Like you said, slay on your lane. I'm gonna
Yep.
take that in. In fact, that's going to be my new status now.
Slay
Slay
on
on
your lane,
your lane.
oh.
You just got to. You've got to. If you don't, it's trouble.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ladies. Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Yep. Good
Have a
night.
great week. Good night.
Bye.
Have an awesome week
Yep.
You
filled
bye.
with victory. We
Start your day with victory.
start
Yeah.
our day with victory.
It's
We
so
start
it's so so coaches words.
yes, so we're starting this week with victory.
Yep.
Bye.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye. Good night. Good night, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends to subscribe. Tell your family to subscribe. And please watch my videos, my other videos. I would most likely drop a vlog on Tuesday, so look out for my vlog. And yeah, I want to try and drop vlogs on Tuesdays the way I used to do before I had my third child. So please look out for my vlog on Tuesday. I have one that I'm going to be dropping. And yeah, I have to go now. Good night. Bye. 9 people watching. You guys, good night. Good night, guys. Good night. Good night. Good. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. I want to see if I can just quickly take some more comments. There's still a few comments I can still grab. Let me grab them. Some comments. So we are done. So these are the last set of comments. Let me just quickly grab them before they disappear, because they're going to disappear when this video is on YouTube. So let me just grab them. Very interesting comments. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Mhm. Very interesting. Can you guys see it? Do you see? Still so many comments. Yeah. Good night, everyone. I love you guys. Bye bye.